In a quiet valley surrounded by misty mountains and lush forests, there was a village known for its tranquility and harmony with nature. At the heart of the village stood an ancient willow tree, so grand and old that its branches seemed to touch the sky. The villagers called it the Whispering Willow, for it was said to have the ability to speak and share wisdom with those who listened. The guardian of the Whispering Willow was a gentle young woman named Leora. Leora had grown up in the village and had always been enchanted by the willow's tales and secrets. Her parents had taught her to care for the tree, and she felt a deep connection to it. One autumn day, as the leaves of the willow turned golden and rustled in the breeze, a troubling message arrived in the village. The nearby river, which was the lifeblood of the village, had begun to dry up. Without its waters, the crops were failing, and the villagers were growing worried. Leora went to the Whispering Willow to seek guidance. She knelt at the base of the tree and placed her hands gently on its trunk. "Great Whispering Willow," she whispered, "please tell me how we can save our river and restore our village." The willow's branches swayed softly, and a gentle, melodic voice spoke from within the tree. "To restore the river, you must find the heart of the river's source, hidden deep within the enchanted forest. There, you will find a crystal that holds the river's magic. But beware, the path is not easy, and you must prove your heart's purity." Determined to help her village, Leora set off toward the enchanted forest. She packed a small bag with supplies and followed the winding path through the trees. As she ventured deeper, the forest grew denser, and the air became filled with a magical glow. Along the way, Leora encountered various creatures, talking animals, mischievous sprites, and wise old owls, each of whom offered her guidance or posed a challenge. She solved riddles, helped a lost fox find its way home, and even shared her food with a hungry squirrel. Each act of kindness seemed to guide her further along the path. Eventually, Leora reached the heart of the enchanted forest, where she found a shimmering, crystalline pool. In the center of the pool rested a radiant crystal, pulsating with the rhythm of the river's flow. The crystal was surrounded by a ring of thorns, and Leora knew that she had to retrieve it to save her village. As she approached, a voice echoed from the forest. "To take the crystal, you must show that your heart is true and your intentions pure. Only then will the thorns reveal the way." Leora took a deep breath and stepped forward, her heart filled with determination and compassion. She reached out to the crystal, and the thorns began to recede, opening a clear path. As she grasped the crystal, a warm, soothing light enveloped her, and she felt a deep sense of connection to the river and the land. With the crystal safely in her hands, Leora made her way back to the village. The journey seemed shorter and more radiant, as if the forest itself was guiding her home. When she arrived, she placed the crystal at the river's source, and a magical transformation took place. The river's flow was restored, and its waters sparkled with renewed vitality. The villagers celebrated Leora's bravery and kindness, and the river's restoration brought life back to the land. The crops flourished, and the village thrived once more. The Whispering Willow, too, seemed to glow with pride and joy. Leora continued to care for the willow in the village, always remembering the lessons she had learned during her journey. The enchanted forest remained a place of wonder and magic, and the tale of Leora's adventure became a cherished story among the villagers. And so, Leora's heart was forever touched by the magic of the Whispering Willow and the enchanted forest. The village lived in harmony with nature, and the story of the brave young woman who saved the river was passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of kindness and the magic that lies within a pure heart. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and a shimmering river, there lived a young girl named Elara. Elara had always been fascinated by the night sky. She would often lie on the grass, gazing up at the stars, dreaming of one day touching them. The village was known for its quiet charm and the mystical stories about a legendary star weaver, a magical being who wove the stars into the night sky. The star weaver's work was said to bring light and guidance to the world, and each star was believed to hold a special wish or secret. One evening, as Elara was stargazing, she noticed a bright star flicker and fall from the sky. It landed softly in the meadow near her home. Curious and excited, Elara hurried to the spot where the star had fallen. To her astonishment, she found a tiny, glowing figure, the Star Weaver herself. The Star Weaver was an elegant being with flowing robes made of stardust in a gentle, radiant glow. She smiled at Alara and spoke in a melodious voice, "Greetings, young one. I am Lyra, the Star Weaver. I have been searching for a worthy apprentice to help me with my work. Would you like to join me?" Alara's heart leaped with joy. "Yes, please. I've always dreamed of touching the stars and learning their secrets." Lyra's eyes twinkled with warmth. "Very well. To become my apprentice, you must complete 3 trials. Each trial will test your courage, wisdom, and kindness. If you succeed, you will learn the art of star weaving. Trial 1, the trial of courage. The first trial took Alara to a dark, enchanted forest where the shadows danced and the trees whispered secrets. Lyra guided her to a hidden glen where a magical flower with petals of pure moonlight bloomed. The challenge was to retrieve the flower, guarded by a mischievous pixie who played tricks on anyone who approached. Alara faced the pixie's tricks with bravery. She solved the riddles and puzzles the pixie set before her and approached the flower with respect and patience. When the pixie saw Alara's determination and sincerity, she granted her the moonlit flower. Alara returned to Lyra, her courage proven. Trial 2, the trial of wisdom. The second trial led Alara to an ancient library of celestial books, where every book contained the knowledge of the stars. She was tasked with finding a specific book that held the key to a forgotten constellation. The library was vast, and the books floated in the air, moving and rearranging themselves. Alara used her wisdom to observe the patterns and the subtle clues hidden within the library. She realized that the constellation she sought was depicted in the arrangement of the books. By aligning the books correctly, she revealed the hidden book and learned the constellation's secret. Trial 3, the trial of kindness. For the final trial, Alara was taken to a village in the realm of dreams, where the villagers had lost their joy and hope. The magic that Lyra had woven to light their dreams had dimmed, leaving them in sorrow. Alara knew that to restore their hope, she needed to bring back the light. She played her flute, a gift from Lyra, and the melody filled the air with warmth and cheer. The villagers gathered, and the music rekindled their joy and hope. They rejoiced and thanked Alara for restoring the light to their dreams. With all 3 trials complete, Lyra welcomed Alara back to the Star Weaver's realm. Alara had proven her courage, wisdom, and kindness, and Lyra began teaching her the art of star weaving. Alara learned to weave threads of stardust into constellations, creating patterns and stories in the night sky. As time passed, Alara became a skilled star weaver. She and Lyra worked together, crafting beautiful patterns in the sky that told stories of adventure, love, and hope. The stars shone brighter, and their light guided travelers and dreamers alike. Alara returned to her village, now with the ability to weave magic into the stars. She shared her knowledge and continued to inspire others with her tales of the celestial realm. The village became known as a place where dreams came true and where the night sky was a canvas of wonder and magic. And so, Alara's wish came true. She touched the stars and learned their secrets, bringing light and joy to the world. Her story became a cherished legend, a reminder that with courage, wisdom, and kindness, one could weave their own dreams into the fabric of the universe. Under the starlit sky, Alara's legacy lived on, a beacon of hope and magic for generations to come. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley surrounded by misty mountains, there was a village called Lumina. Lumina was known for its beautiful lantern festival, where every year, the villagers would light lanterns and release them into the night sky, creating a breathtaking display of floating lights. The festival was said to bring good fortune and happiness, but there was one lantern that stood out among the rest, a lantern that had been passed down through generations and was believed to possess magical powers. The lantern was kept in the village's ancient tower, and only the most honorable person in the village was entrusted with its care. The lantern was not lit during the festival but was displayed as a symbol of hope and unity. However, as the years went by, the lantern's light seemed to have dimmed, and the villagers grew anxious, worried that their fortunes might be changing. One crisp autumn evening, as the festival approached, a young girl named Mira, who had just turned 12, decided to take it upon herself to restore the lantern's lost glow. Mira was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. She had always been fascinated by the tales of the magical lantern and believed that if anyone could rekindle its light, it would be her. Mira set out on a journey to uncover the secrets of the lantern. She visited the village elders, who told her that the lantern was enchanted by an ancient fairy named Seraphina, who lived in the Whispering Woods. The fairy had bestowed the lantern with the power to brighten the darkest of nights and bring joy to those who needed it most. However, the fairy's magic had waned over time, and the lantern's light had faded as a result. Determined to help, Mira ventured into the Whispering Woods. The forest was dense and full of mysteries, with trees that whispered secrets to those who listened closely. Mira followed a winding path marked by glimmering fireflies that seemed to guide her way. As she ventured deeper into the forest, Mira encountered various magical creatures, talking owls, playful pixies, and a wise old turtle who told her that the key to restoring the lantern's light was to find the heart of the forest, a mystical gem that held the essence of the fairy's magic. With newfound determination, Mira continued her journey. She crossed a shimmering stream, climbed a hill of soft moss, and ventured through a misty glade where the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Each step brought her closer to her goal, and with each challenge she faced, her resolve grew stronger. Finally, Mira arrived at a hidden grove bathed in moonlight. At the center of the grove stood a majestic tree with branches that sparkled like diamonds. Nestled among its roots was the heart of the forest, a radiant gem that pulsed with a warm, golden light. As Mira reached out to take the gem, a soft, melodic voice spoke. It was Seraphina, the ancient fairy, appearing in a swirl of shimmering light. "You have shown great bravery and kindness, young Mira. The heart of the forest is a powerful source of magic. But it must be given willingly. Why do you seek it?" Mira looked into Seraphina's eyes and replied, "I wish to restore the lantern's light so that our village can continue to experience the joy and unity it brings. I believe that if the lantern shines brightly again, it will inspire hope and happiness for all." Seraphina smiled, her eyes twinkling like stars. "Your wish is pure and selfless. The lantern's magic was never lost, it only needed someone with a true heart to bring it back to life." With a wave of her hand, Seraphina infused the heart of the forest with her magic and gave it to Mira. "Take this gem and place it within the lantern. Its light will be restored, and your village will flourish once more." Mira thanked Seraphina and made her way back to Lumina, carrying the heart of the forest with care. As she approached the village, the sky was dark, and the villagers had gathered for the festival, their faces reflecting their hopes and dreams. Mira climbed the ancient tower and carefully placed the heart of the forest inside the lantern. As soon as the gem touched the lantern, it burst into a brilliant, radiant light that illuminated the entire village. The lantern's glow was even more magnificent than before, casting a warm, golden hue over everything. The villagers cheered with delight, their faces lighting up with joy. The festival was more magical than ever, with the lantern guiding the way and filling the night sky with its enchanting light. The village of Lumina celebrated late into the night, grateful for the restoration of their beloved lantern and the hope it symbolized. From that day on, the lantern continued to shine brightly at each festival, its light a reminder of Mira's bravery and the power of selfless wishes. The village of Lumina thrived under its warm glow, and Mira grew up to be a beloved guardian of the lantern, ensuring that its magic and the spirit of unity remained alive for generations to come. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes, there was a magnificent old willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. The tree was ancient, with branches that reached out like comforting arms and leaves that rustled softly in the wind. The villagers believed that the Whispering Willow held the secrets of the world and that it could speak to those with kind hearts. In this village lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was known for her gentle nature and her love for the forest. She often visited the Whispering Willow to talk to it, sharing her dreams and listening to the gentle whispers of the wind through its branches. One day, a great sadness fell over the village. The river that provided them with fresh water had begun to dry up, Without the river, the crops withered, and the villagers grew worried. The village elders tried everything they could think of to restore the flow of the river, but nothing worked. Lily, heartbroken for her village, decided to visit the Whispering Willow once more. She approached the grand tree, feeling a deep sense of hope and sadness. Whispering Willow, Lily said softly, "Please, help us. Our river has dried up, and our village is suffering. Is there anything you can tell me to restore the water?" The willow's branches swayed gently, and Lily heard a soft, melodic voice whispering through the leaves. "To restore the river, you must find the heart of the spring. It is hidden deep within the enchanted cave, guarded by a magical creature. Only someone with a pure heart can retrieve it." Lily's eyes widened. She had heard stories of the enchanted cave but had never imagined she would venture there. But she knew she had to try for the sake of her village. She thanked the Whispering Willow and set out toward the cave. The journey to the enchanted cave was filled with challenges. Lily had to cross a bridge made of vines that swayed over a deep chasm. She used her courage and balance to carefully make her way across. Next, she navigated through a maze of tall, shimmering grass that seemed to move on its own. She trusted her instincts and followed a trail of glowing flowers that led her through the maze. Finally, Lily arrived at the entrance of the enchanted cave. It was dark and mysterious, but she stepped inside with determination. The cave was filled with sparkling crystals that lit the way, and the air was cool and damp. As she ventured deeper into the cave, she came upon a large chamber with a crystal-clear pool in the center. At the edge of the pool was a beautiful, glowing stone, the heart of the spring. But guarding it was a gentle-looking creature with shimmering wings and a silver mane. It was a water sprite, a guardian of the heart. The water sprite looked at Lily with curious, kind eyes. "Why have you come to seek the heart of the spring?" the sprite asked in a melodic voice. Lily took a deep breath. "My village is suffering. The river has dried up, and we need the heart of the spring to restore it. I have come to ask for your help." The sprite's eyes softened as it looked at Lily. "Many have come before you seeking the heart, but they were driven by greed or fear. You, however, have come out of love for your people. Your heart is pure. You may take the heart of the spring, but remember, it must be used with kindness and care." Lily thanked the sprite and carefully picked up the heart of the spring. It was warm and seemed to pulse with a gentle energy. She made her way back to the village, her heart full of hope. Upon her return, Lily placed the heart of the spring at the river's edge. As soon as she did, a brilliant light spread from the heart, and the river began to flow once more. The water sparkled and gushed, revitalizing the land and bringing joy back to the village. The villagers rejoiced and celebrated Lily's bravery and kindness. The river was restored, and the crops flourished once again. The Whispering Willow, watching from afar, rustled its branches in approval. From that day on, Lily was known not only for her love of the forest but for her courage and compassion. The village thrived, and the Whispering Willow remained a place of wisdom and wonder, its secrets and whispers guiding those who sought them with pure hearts. And so, the river flowed freely, the village prospered, and Lily's name was remembered as a symbol of hope and kindness for generations to come. The end. Once upon a time, in a charming village called Sweetwood, there lived a young baker named Ella. She was known for her delightful pastries and warm smile, which brought joy to everyone who visited her bakery. Ella's most prized possession was her grandmother's old oven, a beautiful, ornate piece that was said to have a touch of magic. One day, as Ella was preparing her famous cinnamon rolls, she noticed something unusual. The oven door had a faint, golden glow around it. Curious, she opened the door and found a scroll inside. The scroll was inscribed with elegant writing that read, "To the one who discovers this scroll, a great adventure awaits. The enchanted oven holds the key to a magical kingdom in need of your help. Follow the instructions to uncover the portal and embark on a quest to save the land of Pastreria." Ella's heart raced with excitement. She carefully followed the instructions, which involved mixing a special blend of flour, sugar, and enchanted cinnamon. As she placed the mixture into the oven and closed the door, the golden glow intensified, enveloping the entire kitchen in a warm light. When the light faded, Ella found herself standing at the edge of a beautiful, unfamiliar land. This was Pastreria, a kingdom where everything was made of delicious pastries, from the rolling hills of croissants to the towering mountains of muffins. The air was filled with the sweet scent of baked goods, and the ground beneath Ella's feet was soft like a sponge cake. Ella was greeted by a friendly gingerbread man named Jingy. He explained that Pastreria was in trouble. The kingdom's magic was slowly fading because the enchanted flower of life, which kept everything fresh and lively, had been stolen by the wicked sugar witch, Melina. Without the flower of life, Pastreria would crumble and fade away. Determined to help, Ella set off with Jingy to find the sugar witch's lair and retrieve the flower of life. Along the way, they encountered various challenges. First, they had to cross the molasses marsh, a sticky, treacherous place where the ground threatened to trap them with every step. Using her baking skills, Ella crafted a bridge from sturdy baguettes, allowing them to safely cross. Next, they entered the forest of forgotten recipes, where ancient, forgotten desserts roamed freely. Here, they met a wise old pie named Mr. Krusty, who offered them a clue to Melina's lair: seek the tallest cake in the land, and there you shall find the sugar witch's hand. Following Mr. Krusty's advice, they journeyed to the Cake Mountain, a towering confection covered in icing and sprinkles. As they climbed, the air grew colder, and the frosting became slippery. But Ella's determination never wavered, and with Jingy's encouragement, they reached the summit. At the top of Cake Mountain, they found Melina's dark chocolate castle, guarded by an army of sour gummy bears. Ella and Jingy devised a clever plan. They used the enchanted cinnamon to create a fragrant distraction, luring the gummy bears away from their posts with its irresistible aroma. Sneaking into the castle, they found Melina in her grand kitchen, gloating over the stolen flower of life. With quick thinking and a sprinkle of enchanted cinnamon, Ella managed to disarm Melina and retrieve the precious flower. The sugar witch, realizing she had been defeated, vanished in a puff of sugar dust, vowing to return one day. With the flower of life safely in their hands, Ella and Jingy returned to the heart of Pastreria. They spread the flower across the land, restoring its magic and vibrancy. The rolling hills of croissants fluffed up once more, the muffin mountains regained their grandeur, and the sweet scent of pastries filled the air again. The people of Pastreria celebrated their heroes with a grand feast, presenting Ella with a golden rolling pin as a symbol of their gratitude. Jingy, too, was honored for his bravery and friendship. Ella knew it was time to return to Sweetwood, but she promised to visit Pastreria whenever the kingdom needed her. Back in her bakery, Ella found the enchanted oven glowing warmly, as if thanking her for her bravery. From that day on, her pastries were even more delightful, infused with the magic of Pastreria. The villagers of Sweetwood often gathered to hear Ella's tales of adventure, and her bakery became a place of wonder and joy. And so, Ella lived happily, baking her heart out and knowing that she had saved a magical kingdom. The story of the brave little baker and the enchanted oven was passed down through generations, reminding everyone that even the smallest acts of courage and kindness could lead to the sweetest of adventures. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village tucked away in the folds of a verdant valley, there was a magical orchard known as the Enchanted Grove. This orchard was famous for its trees that bore fruit of every conceivable kind, from golden apples to sapphire pears. But the most remarkable tree in the grove was the wishberry tree, whose berries were said to grant one true wish to anyone who found them. In this village lived a kind-hearted boy named Finn. Finn was known for his generosity and his love for animals. Every day, he would help his family on their farm and care for the stray animals that wandered into the village. Despite his humble life, Finn often dreamed of doing something grand, something that could help his village and the creatures he loved so dearly. One autumn evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, Finn heard a faint, sorrowful melody coming from the enchanted grove. Intrigued, he followed the sound and found a small, ethereal fairy weeping beneath the wishberry tree. Seeing her distress, Finn approached and asked, "Why are you crying, little fairy?" The fairy looked up with glistening eyes and said, "I am Lumina, the guardian of this tree. A terrible curse has befallen it. The wishberry tree's magic is fading because it has lost its sparkle. Without its magic, it can no longer grant wishes, and soon, it will wither away. Finn's heart ached at the thought of the wishberry tree dying. "Is there anything I can do to help?" he asked. Lumina wiped her tears and replied, "There is a way, but it will be a difficult journey. To restore the tree's magic, you must find 3 lost stars, each hidden in different parts of the land. Only when all 3 stars are brought back to the tree will its magic be revived." Determined to save the wishberry tree, Finn set off on his quest. The first star, Lumina told him, was hidden in the Whispering Caves, where shadows danced and echoed softly. Finn navigated the maze-like tunnels with bravery, guided by the soft glow of the star that flickered in the distance. He discovered the star nestled in a hidden chamber, guarded by a wise old bat. The bat was convinced to give up the star after Finn helped him untangle his wings from a thorny vine. The second star was said to be in the heart of the stormy peaks, where fierce winds and thunderstorms raged. Finn climbed the treacherous cliffs, enduring the howling winds and rain. At the peak, he found the star in a cave, guarded by a grumpy, lightning-spewing dragon. By showing kindness and sharing his food with the dragon, Finn earned the dragon's trust and was given the star. The final star was hidden in the depths of the serene lake, which was known for its calm waters and mysterious creatures. Finn dove into the lake and encountered a gentle sea serpent who guarded the star. The serpent was won over by Finn's bravery and compassion, as he helped it free a tangled net from its tail. With all 3 stars in hand, Finn returned to the enchanted grove. Lumina guided him to the wishberry tree, and with a gentle touch, Finn placed the stars around the tree's base. A brilliant light enveloped the tree, and the wishberry tree began to glow with renewed energy. Its branches sparkled with magical light, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. The wishberry tree was saved, and its magic was restored. Lumina thanked Finn with a shimmering berry, saying, "This is a token of our gratitude. It will grant one true wish." Finn thought carefully and made his wish. "I wish for my village and all its creatures to live in harmony and happiness." The berry's magic spread throughout the land, bringing prosperity and joy to Finn's village. The animals thrived, the crops flourished, and the villagers celebrated their good fortune. Finn's selflessness had not only saved the wishberry tree but had also brought lasting happiness to everyone he cared about. And so, Finn's bravery and kindness became a beloved story in the village. The enchanted grove continued to bloom with magic, and Finn, Lumina, and the wishberry tree lived happily ever after, surrounded by a land filled with wonder and joy. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in the peaceful kingdom of Alaria, there was a small village named Bramblewood. Nestled at the edge of the Whispering Woods, Bramblewood was known for its clear, sparkling lake. Legend had it that the lake was formed from the tear of a dragon, and its waters had healing powers. The villagers relied on the lake for their health and well-being, and they lived happily for many generations. However, one fateful summer, the lake began to dry up. The once crystal-clear waters turned murky, and the villagers fell ill without the lake's healing properties. Desperate and afraid, the village elders gathered to discuss how to save their beloved lake. They decided to consult the ancient scrolls, hoping to find a solution. According to the scrolls, the lake was indeed created from the tear of a dragon named Seraphina, who had once roamed the skies of Alaria. The scrolls also mentioned a hidden cavern deep within the Whispering Woods, where a single, enchanted dragon's tear could be found. This tear, if added to the lake, would restore its waters to their former glory. In Bramblewood lived a brave and kind-hearted girl named Lila. She had grown up hearing stories of Seraphina and the magical lake. Determined to save her village, Lila volunteered to embark on the perilous journey to find the enchanted tear. The villagers were worried for her safety, but Lila's resolve and courage won their support. Before she left, the village healer gave Lila a small vial of lake water and a necklace with a crystal pendant, said to protect the wearer from dark magic. With the necklace around her neck and the vial safely tucked away, Lila set off into the Whispering Woods. The woods were dense and filled with strange, magical creatures. As Lila ventured deeper, she encountered a mischievous sprite named Nyx. With his sparkling eyes and playful nature, Nyx was intrigued by Lila's quest. "What brings you to these enchanted woods?" he asked, fluttering around her. Lila explained her mission, and Nyx, impressed by her determination, offered to guide her. Together, they faced numerous challenges. They crossed the River of Illusions, where the water played tricks on their minds, and navigated the maze of shadows, where every wrong turn echoed with haunting whispers. As they ventured further, they encountered a wise old owl named Athena, who had once been Seraphina's companion. Athena was initially wary, but moved by Lila's courage, she decided to help them. She revealed that the cavern they sought was guarded by an ancient creature, a guardian of the forest. After days of travel, they finally reached the entrance to the hidden cavern. The guardian, a massive, gentle bear named Thorn, stood watch. Thorn's deep, rumbling voice filled the air. "Who dares to seek the dragon's tear?" Lila stepped forward, her voice steady. "I am Lila of Bramblewood, and I seek the tear to save my village and restore our lake." Thorn studied her for a moment before nodding. "Only those with a pure heart and noble intentions may enter. You have proven yourself worthy." With Thorn's blessing, Lila, Nyx, and Athena entered the cavern. Inside, the air was cool and filled with the faint glow of luminescent crystals. At the cavern's center was a small pool, and above it hung a single, shimmering tear, the dragon's tear. As Lila approached, the tear began to glow brighter. She gently took it and placed it in the vial with the lake water. The tear dissolved, and the water sparkled with renewed magic. Thanking her companions, Lila hurried back to Bramblewood. When she returned, the villagers gathered anxiously around the lake. Lila poured the enchanted water into the lake, and as it mixed, the waters began to clear. The lake sparkled once more, and the villagers' health was restored. They rejoiced, celebrating Lila's bravery and the return of their beloved lake. Lila's story spread throughout Ilaria, inspiring others with her courage and determination. The village of Bramblewood thrived, and the legend of the dragon's tear became a cherished tale, reminding everyone of the power of hope and bravery. And so, Bramblewood lived happily ever after, forever grateful for the brave girl who saved their magical lake and restored their village. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where magic whispered through every leaf and pebble, there was a small, enchanted forest known as Sylvan Glade. This forest was no ordinary place. It was a sanctuary of wonder and whimsy where the trees spoke, the flowers sang, and the rivers danced. In this magical forest lived a brave little fox named Felix. Despite his small size, Felix had a heart as large as the tallest oak. He was known throughout the forest for his courage and kindness, often helping the other animals with their troubles. One crisp autumn morning, the forest was stirred by a troubling news. The Moonstone, a gem that balanced the magic of Sylvan Glade, had been stolen. Without the Moonstone, the forest's magic would fade, and the once vibrant realm would wither away. The wise old owl, Orin, called an urgent meeting at the grand oak tree. Felix, with his reddish fur gleaming in the morning sun, was among the first to arrive. Orin, perched on a branch, addressed the concerned animals. "The Moonstone has been taken by a dark sorcerer who dwells in the shadowed peaks. We need a brave soul to retrieve it. Felix, will you accept this quest?" Felix's eyes sparkled with determination. "I will go," he said. "I'll bring back the Moonstone and restore our forest." As Felix ventured out of Sylvan Glade, he faced the daunting shadowed peaks. The path was treacherous, filled with swirling mists and eerie shadows. But Felix, guided by courage and a heart full of hope, pressed on. Along the way, he encountered various obstacles. First, a wicked troll guarded a rickety bridge, demanding a toll of golden leaves. Felix, with quick thinking, used his cleverness to outsmart the troll by offering him a golden leaf from a magical tree that never wilted. The troll, enchanted by the leaf, let Felix pass. Next, Felix came across a wailing willow, whose tears formed a river blocking his path. The willow was crying because a mischievous spirit had stolen its laughter. Felix, using his gentle words in a story of joy, helped the willow regain its laughter, and in return, the willow's waters parted, allowing him to cross. Finally, Felix reached the dark sorcerer's lair. The sorcerer, a towering figure cloaked in shadows, sat on a throne of bones. Felix, although frightened, mustered all his courage and approached the sorcerer. "I've come for the moonstone," he declared. The sorcerer, amused by the tiny fox's bravery, decided to test him. "If you are truly brave, then you must face my 3 trials, the trial of shadows, the trial of flames, and the trial of mirrors." For the trial of shadows, Felix had to navigate through a labyrinth of darkness. Using his keen senses and the glow of his inner light, he found his way through the maze and emerged victorious. In the trial of flames, Felix had to cross a room ablaze with magical fire. He remembered the enchanted water from the willow and used it to douse the flames, allowing him to pass through unharmed. The final trial, the trial of mirrors, required Felix to confront reflections of his deepest fears. With unwavering resolve and self-belief, he saw through the illusions and remained true to himself, overcoming the trial. Impressed by Felix's bravery and kindness, the sorcerer returned the moonstone. "You have proven yourself worthy," he said. "Take the moonstone and restore the magic of your forest." Felix hurried back to Sylvan Glade, the moonstone glowing warmly in his paws. As he placed it in its rightful place, the forest's magic was instantly restored. The trees shimmered, the flowers sang louder, and the rivers danced with joy. Felix was celebrated as a hero, not just for his bravery but for his kindness and cleverness. He had shown that even the smallest of creatures could achieve great things with a brave heart and a generous spirit. And so, the enchanted forest thrived once more, thanks to the courage of a brave little fox. Felix's story became a legend, reminding everyone that no matter how small or how great, everyone has the power to make a difference. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Once upon a time, in a serene kingdom called Harmonia, music flowed through every corner of the land. The kingdom was known for its enchanting melodies, which came from the great music tree that stood in the center of the royal gardens. The tree was said to be blessed by the muses, and its leaves, when rustled by the wind, created melodies that brought joy and peace to the entire realm. However, one fateful morning, the melodies stopped. The great music tree stood silent, its once vibrant leaves now still and lifeless. The people of Harmonia were filled with sadness, as the music that had always been a part of their lives was now gone. The king, troubled by the silence, called upon the kingdom's most skilled musicians, but none could revive the tree's magical melody. Among them was a young girl named Elowen, a humble violinist with a heart full of music. Though she was young, her talent and passion for music were unmatched. Seeing the sorrow of her fellow villagers, Elowen decided to embark on a journey to restore the melody of the great music tree. The wise old minstrel of Harmonia, who had once spoken of a legendary artifact known as the Harmony Stone, told Elowen that this stone had the power to restore lost melodies. It was said to be hidden in the Forest of Echoes, a mysterious place where sounds often got lost or distorted. With a heart full of hope and a violin slung over her shoulder, Elowen set off toward the Forest of Echoes. As she entered the forest, she noticed the surroundings seemed to hum with a faint, dissonant melody. The trees were tall and dense, their leaves creating a maze of shifting shadows. Elowen's path was obstructed by a mischievous sprite named Leora, who thrived on confusion and riddles. Leora blocked Elowen's way and presented her with a series of musical challenges, each more perplexing than the last. Despite the challenges, Elowen's unwavering resolve and her deep understanding of music allowed her to solve the riddles and continue her journey. As Elowen ventured deeper into the forest, she came across a serene clearing bathed in soft moonlight. In the center of the clearing was a crystal-clear pond, and at the bottom of the pond rested the Harmony Stone, glowing with a soft, inviting light. However, the pond was guarded by a gentle but stern water nymph named Niev. To retrieve the Harmony Stone, Niev said, "You must perform a melody that resonates with the essence of the forest. Only then will the stone reveal itself." Elowen took a deep breath and began to play her violin. She played a melody that was not only beautiful but also captured the spirit of the forest, the rustling of leaves, the whisper of the wind, and the gentle trickle of the stream. The notes seemed to blend perfectly with the sounds of the forest, creating a harmonious symphony that enchanted Niamh. Moved by the melody, Niamh allowed Eloan to retrieve the harmony stone. As soon as Eloan touched the stone, it emitted a brilliant light that filled the clearing with a soothing glow. Eloan thanked Niamh and made her way back to Harmonia with the precious artifact. When Eloan returned to the great music tree, she carefully placed the harmony stone at the tree's base. The stone's light enveloped the tree, and slowly, its leaves began to rustle once more. The melodies that had been lost returned, flowing through the kingdom with a renewed vibrancy and joy. The people of Harmonia rejoiced as the music filled the air once again. The great music tree sang with a melody that was more enchanting than ever before, and the kingdom thrived with the sound of happiness and harmony. Eloan was celebrated as a hero, and the story of her brave journey and her magical violin became a beloved tale in Harmonia. The great music tree stood as a symbol of hope and the power of music, reminding everyone that even in times of silence, a pure heart and a true melody could restore the magic of the land. And so, Harmonia continued to flourish, forever touched by the lost melody that had been found once more, thanks to the courage and talent of a young girl who never gave up on the music of her heart. The end. Once upon a time, in a hidden corner of the world, there lay a kingdom known as Luminara. Luminara was famous for its breathtaking gardens and its ethereal moonlit nights. However, the kingdom's most precious secret was a flower called the Moonflower, which bloomed only once every 100 years under the light of the full moon. Legend had it that the Moonflower could grant a single wish to anyone who found it, but finding it was no easy task. In the village of Willowbrook, nestled at the edge of Luminara's enchanted forest, lived a kind-hearted girl named Eloan. Eloan loved the stories of the Moonflower, and she dreamed of finding it to help her village, which had been suffering from a long drought. One evening, as the full moon began to rise in the sky, Eloan decided to embark on a quest to find the elusive Moonflower. She packed a small satchel with provisions and set off into the forest, guided by the shimmering light of the moon. The forest was alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures, and the moonlight cast a silvery glow on the trees. Eloan followed a winding path that seemed to be illuminated by a gentle, otherworldly light. She came across a wise old owl perched on a branch. "Good evening, wise owl," Eloan greeted. "Can you help me find the Moonflower?" The owl, whose feathers sparkled like stardust, looked at her with keen eyes. "The Moonflower is not easily found, for it hides in a place where light meets shadow and dreams intertwine with reality. You must follow your heart and trust in the guidance of the moon." Eloan thanked the owl and continued her journey. As she walked, she noticed that the moonlight seemed to form patterns on the forest floor, leading her to a hidden glade. In the center of the glade stood a large, ancient tree with branches that seemed to reach out to the sky. Under the tree, Eloan found a stone pedestal with intricate carvings of stars and moons. Atop the pedestal was a small, delicate box. Inside the box was a silver key and a note that read, "To find the Moonflower. Seek the grove where dreams are born. Follow the melody of the moon and the whispers of the night." Eloan looked around and noticed a faint, melodic tune carried by the breeze. She followed the music to a nearby grove, where the trees glowed softly in the moonlight. In the heart of the grove, a crystal-clear pond reflected the light of the full moon. By the edge of the pond, Eloan saw a shimmering path of moonlight leading to a hidden entrance beneath the roots of a great tree. She used the silver key to unlock the entrance, revealing a staircase that descended into the depths of the earth. With determination, Eloan climbed down the staircase, which led her to an underground cavern bathed in a soft, mystical glow. In the center of the cavern was a pedestal with a single, radiant moonflower in full bloom. Its petals glowed with an iridescent light, and the air around it seemed to hum with magic. Eloan approached the moonflower with awe. She gently picked it, knowing that she had to make her wish. She closed her eyes and wished for rain to fall upon her drought-stricken village, hoping that it would bring life back to the land and restore hope to her people. As soon as Eloan made her wish, the moonflower's petals began to sparkle and emit a brilliant light. The light grew brighter and brighter until it enveloped the cavern. When the light faded, Eloan found herself back at the edge of the forest, the moonflower safely in her hands. She hurried back to Willowbrook, where she was greeted by a sky filled with dark, rain-laden clouds. As she arrived, the first drops of rain began to fall. The villagers watched in amazement as the rain nourished the parched earth, and the once dry river began to flow again. Eloan's wish had come true, and the village thrived once more. The story of the moonflower and Eloan's bravery became a cherished legend, reminding everyone of the magic that lies in selfless wishes and the power of hope. And so, Luminara remained a kingdom of wonder and prosperity, forever touched by the light of the moonflower and the courage of a young girl who followed her heart. The end. Once upon a time, in a tranquil valley surrounded by majestic mountains and lush forests, there was a hidden village known as Greenleaf. This village was famous for its harmony with nature and its enchanted garden, which was said to hold the secret to eternal spring. In Greenleaf lived a young woman named Lily, known for her deep love of nature and her ability to make flowers bloom with just a touch. Every day, she tended to the enchanted garden, ensuring that its magical beauty was preserved. Despite her content life, Lily longed to discover the true secret behind the garden's eternal spring. One day, while exploring the farthest corner of the garden, Lily found an ancient, intricately carved stone hidden beneath a blanket of ivy. The stone had an inscription that read, "To find the heart of spring, one must seek the lost bloom and prove their heart's true worth." Intrigued, Lily decided to embark on a journey to uncover the heart of spring, which she believed was the key to understanding the garden's magic. She packed a small satchel with provisions and set out on her quest, guided by the cryptic message. Lily's journey took her through enchanted forests and over rolling hills. Along the way, she encountered various magical creatures, a wise old owl who shared valuable advice, a mischievous sprite who played tricks on her, and a gentle deer who offered her guidance through the dense woods. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a brilliant orange, Lily arrived at a shimmering lake. At its center was an island covered in beautiful, glowing flowers. On the island stood a magnificent tree, its branches adorned with twinkling lights. Lily felt a sense of wonder and knew she had reached a crucial part of her journey. However, the way to the island was guarded by a riddle-spouting fox. The fox, with its golden fur and sharp eyes, looked at Lily and said, "To cross the waters and reach the heart of spring, you must answer my riddle. Only then will the path be revealed." Lily nodded, ready for the challenge. The fox posed the riddle, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Lily pondered the riddle carefully. After a moment, she replied, "An echo." The fox's eyes sparkled with approval. "You have answered correctly. The path is now open." With a graceful wave of its tail, the fox vanished, and a path of glowing stones appeared, leading Lily across the lake. As she walked along the path, she felt the magic of the heart of spring drawing nearer. When she reached the island, Lily approached the magnificent tree. At its base, nestled among the roots, was a single, radiant flower. It was unlike any she had ever seen, its petals shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and its center glowed with a warm, golden light. This was the lost bloom, the heart of spring. As Lily reached out to touch the flower, a gentle voice spoke from the tree. "To truly understand the magic of the heart of spring, you must prove your heart's worth. Show me the kindness and love you have for the world." Lily closed her eyes and thought about all the creatures she had met and the beauty she had witnessed on her journey. She remembered the joy she found in helping others and the love she had for her enchanted garden. With a heartfelt promise, she said, "I wish for the heart of spring to bring joy and harmony to all who seek its magic." The flower's light grew brighter, enveloping Lily in a warm, golden glow. The tree's branches swayed gently, and a soft, melodious hum filled the air. Lily felt a profound sense of peace and connection to the world around her. The tree's voice echoed softly, "Your heart's true worth is shown in your selflessness and love. The magic of the heart of spring shall now return with you, bringing eternal spring and harmony to Greenleaf." Lily returned to her village with the heart of spring, and the enchanted garden bloomed more vibrantly than ever before. The magic of the garden spread throughout Greenleaf, filling the village with joy and prosperity. The villagers celebrated Lily's bravery and kindness, and her story became a cherished legend in Greenleaf. The enchanted garden continued to flourish, and the heart of spring's magic remained a symbol of love and harmony for generations to come. And so, Lily and the people of Greenleaf lived happily ever after, surrounded by the eternal beauty of their enchanted garden. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a land far beyond the mountains and deep within the heart of a lush forest, there stood a magnificent castle known as the Moonlight Castle. The castle was bathed in silver light every night as the moon shone brightly upon its towers and walls. It was said that the moonlight had magical properties, making the castle a place of wonder and enchantment. In a cozy den at the edge of the forest lived a small, clever fox named Felix. Felix was known for his quick wit and bravery. Though he was small, he had a big heart and a sense of adventure. Every night, he would gaze at the Moonlight Castle from afar, dreaming of the day he might explore its secrets. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Felix noticed something unusual. The moonlight that usually danced around the castle seemed to flicker and fade. Concerned, Felix decided that he must find out what was happening. With a determined spirit and a bit of courage, he set off towards the Moonlight Castle. As Felix approached the castle, he saw that the once brilliant moonlight had turned into a dull, pale glow. The castle gates were locked, and there was no way in. Felix spotted a small, hidden door at the side of the castle, slightly ajar. With a twitch of his nose and a careful push, he slipped inside. The interior of the castle was just as magical as he had imagined, with walls covered in shimmering tapestries and floors adorned with sparkling jewels. Felix followed the faint light through winding corridors until he reached a grand hall where a beautiful, silver throne stood. Sitting on the throne was a sorrowful figure, a young princess with silver hair and a sparkling gown. She looked out of the window, her eyes filled with sadness. Felix approached her quietly. "Hello," Felix said softly. "I'm Felix, a little fox from the forest. I noticed the moonlight has dimmed, and I came to see if I could help." The princess turned to him with a gentle smile. "I am Princess Celine. The moonlight is fading because my magic, which keeps the castle bright, is weakening. To restore it, I need 3 magical ingredients: a tear from the moon, a feather from the phoenix, and a drop of stardust." Felix's eyes sparkled with determination. "I will find these ingredients for you, Princess Celine." Princess Celine gave Felix a tiny crystal vial. "This will help you gather the ingredients. The first place you should go is the Moonlit Lake, where the moon's tear can be found." Felix thanked the princess and hurried to the Moonlit Lake. The lake was serene, with the moon's reflection casting a silver glow. At the center of the lake, a beautiful tear-shaped gem floated on the water's surface. Just as Felix was about to reach for it, a large, shimmering fish jumped out of the water and spoke. "To take the tear, you must answer my riddle. What has keys but cannot open locks, and has space but no room?" Felix thought for a moment and then replied confidently, "A piano." The fish nodded approvingly and allowed Felix to take the tear. With the first ingredient secured, Felix continued his journey. Following the directions, Felix found himself in a dense, fiery forest. The air was warm, and the trees glowed with an orange light. He spotted a phoenix perched high on a branch, its feathers radiant and fiery. "Hello, Phoenix," Felix called up. "I need one of your feathers to help restore the moonlight." The phoenix flapped its magnificent wings and descended gracefully. "To earn my feather," the phoenix said, "you must show true bravery. Save one of my eggs that has fallen from the nest." Felix spotted the fallen egg among the fiery underbrush. With great care, he picked it up and returned it to the nest. The phoenix, impressed by Felix's bravery, gave him a shimmering feather. With the second ingredient in his possession, Felix ventured to the last location, the Stardust Meadow. The meadow was filled with sparkling lights floating through the air. Felix carefully collected a drop of stardust into the crystal vial. Returning to the Moonlight Castle, Felix presented the 3 ingredients to Princess Celine. She placed them together on the throne, and a brilliant light enveloped the castle. The moonlight returned, brighter and more beautiful than ever before. Princess Celine smiled gratefully at Felix. "You have done a great deed, Felix. You have restored the magic of the Moonlight Castle. Your bravery and kindness will always be remembered." Felix felt a warm glow of happiness. As a token of her appreciation, Princess Celine gave Felix a small, magical moonstone. "This will light your way in the darkest of times." Felix returned to his cozy den with the moonstone, feeling proud of his adventure. The forest seemed even more magical under the renewed moonlight, and Felix knew that he had made a difference. And so, the Moonlight Castle remained a beacon of enchantment, and Felix, the brave little fox, was celebrated as a hero in the kingdom. The stars twinkled brightly every night, and Felix lived happily ever after, always ready for his next adventure. Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Alderwood, there was a legend about an enchanted garden hidden deep within the Whispering Forest. This garden was said to be the home of the Golden Bloom, a magical flower that could grant one wish to anyone who found it with a pure heart. The garden could only be found during the night of the golden harvest, when the full moon cast a golden glow over the land. In a small cottage at the edge of Alderwood lived a kind and curious girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her love of adventure and her deep connection with nature. Her best friend was a wise and loyal owl named Orion, who had been with her since she was a child. Orion had sharp eyes and could see things that others could not, making him the perfect companion for any journey. One day, as the golden harvest approached, Lyra found an old, dusty map hidden in the attic of her cottage. The map was marked with strange symbols and led to a place deep within the Whispering Forest. Along with the map was a note that read, "Follow the map on the night of the golden harvest to find the enchanted garden and the golden bloom." With excitement in her heart, Lyra decided to embark on the journey to find the golden bloom. She believed that with its magic, she could wish for the happiness and prosperity of her village. Orion, ever the faithful friend, perched on her shoulder, ready to guide her through the unknown. As the sun set and the full moon rose, casting a golden glow over the land, Lyra and Orion set out on their adventure. The Whispering Forest was a place of wonder and mystery, with tall trees that seemed to whisper secrets to those who passed by. The first challenge they encountered was the Maze of Shadows. This was a labyrinth of tall hedges that shifted and changed with every step. To navigate through it, Lyra needed to find the light hidden within the shadows. As they entered the maze, Orion's sharp eyes noticed a faint glow coming from a hidden alcove. Lyra followed Orion's lead and discovered a small lantern that emitted a soft, golden light. Holding the lantern high, Lyra and Orion navigated through the shifting hedges until they emerged on the other side. Next, they arrived at the River of Reflections. This river was known for its crystal-clear waters that reflected not only the sky but also the deepest desires of those who looked into it. To cross the river, Lyra needed to understand the true nature of her wish. As she gazed into the water, she saw her reflection and the reflection of her village. She realized that her wish was not just for herself, but for the well-being of everyone in Alderwood. With this clarity, the waters of the river parted, revealing a stone bridge that allowed them to cross safely. Finally, they reached the Valley of Echoes. This valley was filled with the sound of distant voices, repeating every word spoken within it. To find the way to the enchanted garden, Lyra needed to listen carefully and follow the echoes of truth. Orion, with his keen hearing, helped Lyra discern the true echoes from the false ones. They followed the path of the true echoes, which led them to a hidden entrance at the base of a large, ancient tree. Beyond the entrance lay the enchanted garden, a place of unparalleled beauty. The garden was filled with flowers of every color, and at its center stood the golden bloom, glowing with a light that seemed to come from the very heart of the moon. Lyra approached the golden bloom with a heart full of hope and spoke her wish aloud, "I wish for the happiness and prosperity of Alderwood, so that our village may thrive in peace and harmony." As Lyra's words echoed through the garden, the golden bloom began to glow even brighter, and its magic spread throughout the forest and beyond. The light of the golden bloom filled the land, bringing life and abundance to Alderwood and all its people. When Lyra and Orion returned to their village, they found it transformed. The fields were lush with crops, the animals were healthy and content, and the people were filled with a deep sense of joy and well-being. The story of Lyra and Orion's adventure and the magic of the golden bloom became a beloved tale in Alderwood, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of selfless wishes and the magic that can be found in the heart. And so, the enchanted garden remained a place of wonder and mystery, where dreams and wishes came to life under the light of the golden harvest. The end. The Lantern of Dreams. Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom nestled between towering mountains and shimmering lakes, there was a charming village named Luminera. This village was famous for its breathtaking lantern festival, held each year on the eve of the winter solstice. The festival was renowned not only for its glowing lanterns that lit up the night sky but also for a magical lantern called the Lantern of Dreams. The Lantern of Dreams was said to have the power to make one heartfelt wish come true, but only to those who approached it with pure intentions and a generous heart. Every year, the lantern was displayed in the village square, waiting for the right person to make a wish. In this village lived a kind-hearted young girl named Mia. Mia was known throughout Luminera for her generosity and her beautiful songs that could soothe anyone's worries. Despite her kind nature, Mia's family struggled. Her father had lost his job as a blacksmith, and her mother was ill, leaving Mia to care for her younger brother and keep their small house in order. As the Lantern Festival approached, Mia hoped that if she could make a wish at the Lantern of Dreams, it might help her family overcome their difficulties. The festival begins on the night of the winter solstice. The village was alive with music and laughter. Lanterns of every shape and color floated gently into the night sky, creating a dazzling display of lights. In the center of the village square, the Lantern of Dreams stood proudly, its surface shimmering with a soft, golden glow. Mia watched from the sidelines, her heart full of hope. She had prepared a small basket of bread and apples, which she shared with the festival goers, ensuring that everyone had something to eat. She knew that helping others was important, and she hoped that her selfless acts would be rewarded. A chance encounter. As the night wore on, Mia found herself near the Lantern of Dreams. She was admiring its beauty when an elderly man approached her. He wore a cloak with silver thread and had a kind smile. He introduced himself as the keeper of the lantern. The keeper said, "To make a wish with the Lantern of Dreams, you must come with a heart full of kindness. Tell me, what do you wish for?" Mia hesitated, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. She took a deep breath and said, "I wish for my family to be healed and for us to have enough to get by. But more than that, I wish for everyone in our village to find happiness and prosperity." The keeper's eyes sparkled with approval. "A noble wish indeed," he said. "Place your hands on the lantern and speak your wish aloud." The magic unfolds. Mia approached the Lantern of Dreams and gently placed her hands on its cool, golden surface. She closed her eyes and repeated her wish with all her heart. As she spoke, the lantern began to glow brighter, and a soft, melodic hum filled the air. The golden light from the lantern spread outwards, illuminating the entire village with a warm, comforting glow. As the light touched the village, Mia noticed something miraculous. The lantern's magic began to work. Her family's home was repaired and became warm and welcoming. Her father received a new opportunity for work, and her mother's health began to improve. The village also flourished, the fields grew abundant, and the village's trades and crafts prospered. A heartfelt celebration. The villagers were amazed at the sudden turn of events and gathered to celebrate. They threw a grand feast in honor of Mia and the magic of the Lantern of Dreams. Mia's family was surrounded by joy and gratitude, and the entire village thrived as never before. Mia's selfless wish had not only transformed her own family's fortunes but had also brought prosperity to the entire village. Her kindness and generosity were celebrated, and her story became a cherished legend in Luminera. The legacy of the lantern. From that day on, the Lantern of Dreams was more than just a magical artifact, it became a symbol of hope and kindness. The festival continued to be a joyous occasion, reminding everyone of the power of selflessness and the magic that comes from a pure heart. And so, Luminara continued to shine brightly, forever blessed by the magic of the Lantern of Dreams in the heart of one extraordinary young girl. Once upon a time, in a charming village nestled between emerald hills and a sparkling river, there was a tale of a mystical dreamweaver. The dreamweaver was said to possess the power to weave dreams into reality and bring joy and prosperity to those who were pure of heart. The villagers had long believed that one day, the dreamweaver would visit their land and bestow its magic upon them. In this village lived a young boy named Leo, who was known for his boundless imagination and kindness. Leo loved to dream of far-off places and magical adventures, and he often shared his dreams with the villagers, bringing them comfort and hope. One day, Leo learned that the dreamweaver was real and that it had been hiding in the forest for centuries. Determined to help his village, Leo decided to find the dreamweaver and bring its magic back to his home. The first challenge, the Forest of Whispers. Leo's journey began in the Forest of Whispers, a mystical forest where the trees seemed to murmur ancient secrets. As he walked along the winding path, he came upon a wise old fox with fur that shimmered like moonlight. To pass through the Forest of Whispers, the fox said with a voice as gentle as the breeze, "You must solve this riddle. I have cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and rivers but no water. What am I?" Leo thought for a moment and answered, "A map." The fox's eyes glowed with approval, and it pointed to a hidden path that led deeper into the forest. "Follow this path to reach the next challenge," the fox instructed. The second challenge, the Bridge of Echoes. Following the path, Leo soon arrived at the Bridge of Echoes, a graceful bridge arching over a serene, shimmering lake. The bridge was guarded by a mystical swan with feathers that sparkled like stars. To cross the Bridge of Echoes, the swan said with a melodic voice, "You must answer this question. What has keys but cannot open locks, space but no room, and you can play but not touch?" Leo pondered the question and replied, "A piano." The swan's eyes twinkled with delight, and it spread its wings to reveal a shimmering pathway across the lake. Leo carefully crossed the bridge, feeling a sense of excitement as he approached the next part of his journey. The third challenge, the Cave of Reflections. On the other side of the lake, Leo discovered the Cave of Reflections, a grand cave with walls that seemed to mirror the starry sky. At the entrance of the cave was a grand, ancient door adorned with celestial symbols. A soft, soothing voice echoed from within the cave, "To unlock this door and find the Dreamweaver, you must reveal your true heart. Share your deepest wish and prove that you seek it with sincerity." Leo took a deep breath and spoke earnestly, "My deepest wish is to find the Dreamweaver and bring its magic back to my village. I want to use its power to bring joy and prosperity to my people." The cave's walls shimmered with a warm, golden light, and the ancient door slowly creaked open, revealing a magnificent chamber bathed in moonlight. In the center of the chamber stood the Dreamweaver, a figure cloaked in shimmering stardust, surrounded by glowing threads of light. The revelation, the Dreamweaver's gift. The Dreamweaver smiled at Leo and spoke in a voice like a gentle breeze, "You have shown great courage and sincerity, young dreamer. The magic of dreams lies not just in the weaving of wishes but in the hearts of those who believe in them." With a wave of its hand, the Dreamweaver imbued Leo with a magical thread of stardust, which glowed softly and sparkled like the night sky. This thread holds the power to turn dreams into reality. Use it wisely, and share its magic with your village. With the Dreamweaver's gift in hand, Leo returned to his village. As he shared the stardust thread with the villagers, its magic began to weave through their lives, bringing newfound joy and prosperity. The once quiet village became vibrant and bustling, with laughter and happiness filling the air. The villagers celebrated Leo's bravery and the magic of the Dreamweaver, cherishing the gift that had transformed their lives. The tale of Leo's quest and the Dreamweaver's gift became a beloved story in the village, a reminder of the power of dreams and the magic that lies within the hearts of those who dare to believe. Under the starlit sky and the shimmering magic of the Dreamweaver, the village thrived once more, forever grateful for the boy who had brought their dreams to life. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes, there was a magical fairground known as Celestial Park. Every night, the park sparkled with fairy lights and the laughter of children. But its most extraordinary attraction was the Starlit Carousel, a grand ride adorned with golden horses and glittering stars that twinkled as though they were alive. Legend had it that the Starlit Carousel had the power to grant one special wish each year to a child who demonstrated true bravery and kindness. However, the carousel's magic had remained dormant for many years, as no child had ever been able to unlock its secret. One evening, a young girl named Luna arrived at Celestial Park. Luna was known for her gentle nature and her unwavering courage. Her village was experiencing a series of misfortunes: crops failing, animals falling ill, and the river that supplied their water was running dry. The villagers were disheartened, and Luna, feeling their pain deeply, decided she would find a way to help. As she walked through the fairground, Luna's eyes were drawn to the Starlit Carousel. Its horses were covered in dust, and its once vibrant lights had dimmed. Determined to help her village, Luna approached the carousel and spoke softly, "I need your help to restore our village's prosperity. Please, grant my wish." To her surprise, the carousel's lights flickered and then illuminated the entire fairground. A gentle voice echoed from the carousel, "To awaken the magic, you must complete 3 tasks that will test your heart and spirit. Only then will the carousel grant your wish." Luna nodded resolutely. The carousel's first task appeared, a riddle etched in stardust on a golden plaque. It read, "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Luna thought carefully, her mind racing through the possibilities. She remembered the village's recent troubles and how important it was to find the right answer to move forward. After pondering, she whispered, "A fire." The stardust on the plaque glowed warmly, and the carousel's golden horses began to sparkle more brightly. The second task appeared, a path lined with delicate, glowing lanterns that led into a dark, enchanted forest. With her heart steady and her purpose clear, Luna walked along the path. In the forest, she encountered a lost fox cub, shivering and frightened. Despite the eerie darkness, Luna gently picked up the cub and comforted it, her warmth dispelling the fear. She followed the path until she found a hidden glade where a small, glowing crystal lay on a bed of moss. The crystal was the key to the second task. As Luna picked up the crystal, the forest brightened, and the path back to the carousel was revealed. The final task awaited her, a grand, magical gate that required the correct combination of stars to be aligned to open. Looking at the sky, Luna noticed that the stars seemed to form patterns that resembled the constellations she had studied as a child. With careful observation and intuition, she arranged the stars in the correct order. The gate creaked open, revealing the carousel's center where a small, ancient chest awaited. The chest opened to reveal a golden key. Luna took the key and returned to the carousel. As she inserted the key into the carousel's lock, a brilliant light enveloped the entire fairground. The carousel spun gracefully, its lights glowing with a radiant energy. The magic of the carousel flowed into the village, and overnight, the crops began to flourish, the animals regained their health, and the river's waters surged back to life. The next morning, Luna's village woke up to a scene of wonder. The fields were green and bountiful, the animals were lively, and the river flowed with crystal-clear water. The villagers rejoiced and celebrated Luna's bravery and kindness. The Starlit Carousel remained a cherished part of Celestial Park, and every year, its lights sparkled with renewed magic, reminding all who visited of Luna's incredible journey. And so, the village thrived, and Luna's name was remembered as the girl who brought back hope and prosperity through her pure heart and unwavering courage. And they all lived happily ever after, with the Starlit Carousel forever shining as a beacon of magic and possibility. Once upon a time, in a valley where wildflowers danced with the breeze and the air was filled with the songs of birds, there stood a majestic willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. This tree was said to be enchanted, with branches that swayed gently even when the air was still, and leaves that glistened like emeralds in the sunlight. The villagers of Meadowbrook believed that the tree could communicate with those who truly listened, sharing wisdom and granting wishes. In the heart of Meadowbrook lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. She spent her days helping her neighbors and exploring the lush countryside, always dreaming of discovering something magical. One summer evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, Lila visited the Whispering Willow. She had heard stories of its magic since she was a child but had never dared to approach it alone. This evening, however, she felt a deep longing to know if the legends were true. As Lila approached the willow, she noticed that its branches seemed to beckon her closer. The leaves rustled softly, and a gentle voice, like a breeze through the branches, whispered, "Welcome, Lila. You seek something beyond the ordinary. What is it that you wish to know?" With a mixture of excitement and nervousness, Lila replied, "I want to bring happiness to my village, which has been troubled by a long drought. The fields are dry, and the river has shrunk to a mere trickle. I wish to restore the land's prosperity." The Whispering Willow's leaves shimmered with a soft, green glow. "To fulfill your wish, you must embark on a journey to find the 3 hidden treasures of the elements. Each treasure will test your courage, wisdom, and kindness." Lila's heart swelled with determination. "I will do whatever it takes." The willow's branches swayed, and a path emerged from the base of the tree, leading Lila into the forest. The first task was to find the Crystal of Courage, hidden in a cave guarded by a fierce dragon. The cave was deep and dark, and Lila's heart raced as she ventured inside. When she finally came face to face with the dragon, she discovered that it was not fearsome but sad. Its scales were dull, and its eyes were filled with sorrow. Lila approached the dragon and spoke gently, "Why are you so sad?" The dragon explained that it had lost its fiery breath due to a magical curse. Without its fire, it could no longer guard the cave properly. Lila offered to help and, using the warmth of her heart and a spark from her lantern, she rekindled the dragon's fire. Grateful and now filled with joy, the dragon gave Lila the Crystal of Courage, which sparkled with a vibrant, fiery glow. The second task led Lila to a tranquil lake where she needed to find the Pearl of Wisdom. The pearl was hidden under the water, guarded by a wise old turtle who spoke in riddles. To find the pearl, Lila had to solve the turtle's riddles, which challenged her intellect and patience. With each riddle she solved, the turtle's approval grew. Finally, Lila solved the last riddle and retrieved the Pearl of Wisdom from the lakebed. The pearl shone with a calm, serene light that filled Lila with a sense of inner peace. The final task took Lila to the highest peak of the mountain range, where she needed to find the Leaf of Kindness. The leaf was said to bloom only in the presence of true compassion. As Lila climbed the steep, icy paths, she encountered travelers who were lost and in need of help. Despite her own fatigue, Lila assisted the travelers, guiding them to safety and offering them warm food. Her acts of kindness warmed the cold mountain air, and as she reached the summit, she found the Leaf of Kindness glowing brightly among the frost-covered plants. With all 3 treasures in hand, Lila returned to the Whispering Willow. The tree's branches danced with excitement as she presented the Crystal of Courage, the Pearl of Wisdom, and the Leaf of Kindness. The willow absorbed their magic, and a powerful energy began to flow through the land. The drought began to lift, and rain clouds gathered over Meadowbrook. The fields were soon lush and green, and the river flowed freely once more. The villagers rejoiced, celebrating the return of prosperity and the magic that Lila had restored. Lila's bravery, wisdom, and kindness became legendary in Meadowbrook, and the Whispering Willow continued to watch over the village, sharing its wisdom with those who listened. And so, Meadowbrook thrived under the care of the Whispering Willow, and Lila's story was told for generations as a reminder of the magic that exists within a pure heart and the power of selfless acts. The tale of the brave little tailor in the starry cloak. Once upon a time, in a bustling kingdom called Eldoria, there was a small tailor's shop at the edge of the marketplace. The shop was owned by a young and clever tailor named Finn. Finn was not just an ordinary tailor, he was known for his extraordinary skill in creating garments that were both beautiful and magical. His finest work was a cloak that shimmered like the night sky, with tiny stars woven into the fabric. It was said that this cloak held great power, but Finn had never sold it, waiting for the right person who truly needed its magic. One day, news spread throughout the kingdom that Princess Marin, the king's only daughter, had fallen under a terrible curse. She had been given an enchanted spindle by a wicked sorcerer, and when she pricked her finger on it, she fell into a deep sleep. The king's magicians tried everything to wake her, but nothing worked. The entire kingdom was in despair. The king, desperate to save his daughter, sent out a decree: anyone who could break the curse and awaken the princess would be rewarded with half the kingdom and the princess's hand in marriage. Many brave knights and wise scholars attempted to break the curse, but all failed. When Finn heard the news, he knew what he had to do. He took the starry cloak from its special place in his shop and set out for the royal palace. Though he was not a knight or a scholar, Finn believed in the magic of the cloak and his own courage. The journey to the palace was long, and Finn had to pass through the Darkwood Forest, a place known for its dangers and mysteries. As he entered the forest, he was met by a talking raven with feathers as black as night. "Where are you going, little tailor?" the raven croaked. "I'm going to the palace to save Princess Maren," Finn replied. The raven tilted its head and looked at the cloak in Finn's arms. "That cloak you carry is special. But beware, the Darkwood is full of tricks and traps. You will need more than just the cloak's magic." "I will be careful," Finn said. "Thank you for the warning." The raven cawed and flew off into the trees. Finn continued his journey, keeping his wits about him. Soon, he encountered a deep, swirling fog that covered the path. In the fog, he could hear strange whispers, telling him to turn back. But Finn wrapped the starry cloak around himself, and the stars on the cloak began to glow, lighting his way through the fog. The whispers faded, and Finn pressed on. Next, Finn came to a rushing river with no bridge or boat in sight. The river was too wide and too strong to swim across. As he stood at the edge, wondering what to do, he noticed a large, shimmering fish swimming close to the shore. "Why do you look so troubled, little tailor?" the fish asked. "I need to cross the river to reach the palace, but there is no way across," Finn replied. The fish flicked its tail and splashed the water. "I will help you cross, but first, you must help me. There is a hook caught in my fin, and it causes me great pain." Without hesitation, Finn knelt down and carefully removed the hook from the fish's fin. The fish sighed with relief and smiled. "Thank you, kind tailor. Now, climb onto my back, and I will carry you across the river." Finn did as the fish said, and with a powerful leap, the fish carried him safely to the other side. Finn thanked the fish and continued on his way. Finally, Finn arrived at the royal palace. The king greeted him with a weary smile, though he doubted that a simple tailor could succeed where so many others had failed. Nevertheless, he led Finn to the chamber where Princess Maren lay, still under the curse. The room was dark, with thick curtains drawn to block out the light. Princess Maren lay on a grand bed, her face pale and her breathing shallow. The cursed spindle was placed on a pedestal beside her, still glowing with a malevolent light. Finn approached the princess and carefully draped the starry cloak over her. The stars on the cloak began to twinkle brightly, casting a gentle light over the room. As the light touched the cursed spindle, it started to crack and crumble until it dissolved into dust. The curse was broken, and Princess Maren's eyes fluttered open. She took a deep breath and looked around, her face lighting up with relief and gratitude. The king, overwhelmed with joy, embraced his daughter and turned to Finn. "You have done what no one else could," the king said. "You have saved my daughter and our kingdom. As promised, you shall have half the kingdom and the princess's hand in marriage." But Finn, humble as ever, shook his head. "I'm honored by your offer, your majesty, but I'm just a tailor. I have no desire to rule a kingdom or marry a princess. All I wish is to continue my work and help those in need." The king was taken aback by Finn's modesty, but he respected the tailor's wishes. "Very well, Finn. You may keep the starry cloak, and you shall be rewarded with a chest of gold. Our kingdom will always be in your debt." Finn thanked the king and Princess Maren, and after a grand celebration, he returned to his little shop at the edge of the marketplace. The starry cloak was placed back in its special place, waiting for the next time its magic would be needed. And so, the brave little tailor lived happily ever after, content with his simple life, knowing that true courage and kindness are the greatest treasures of all. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom called Luminera, there was a grand castle nestled among rolling green hills and sparkling blue lakes. This castle was home to King Cedric and his daughter, Princess Elara. King Cedric was known for his wisdom and kindness, ruling Luminera with a fair and gentle hand. However, as the years went by, the king's heart grew heavy with sorrow, for a terrible curse had befallen the kingdom. Many years ago, a wicked sorcerer named Malgar had been banished from Luminera for his dark deeds. In his fury, Malgar cast a powerful curse upon the land, causing the once vibrant kingdom to fall into perpetual darkness. The skies were always cloudy, and the once fertile fields yielded no crops. The people of Luminera lived in fear and despair, longing for the day when the sun would shine again. One day, as Princess Elara walked through the gloomy gardens, she came across an old, frail woman sitting by the fountain. The woman had a mysterious aura, and her eyes sparkled with an otherworldly light. Intrigued, Elara approached her. "Good day, kind lady. What brings you to our troubled land?" Elara asked gently. The old woman smiled. "I have come to offer you hope, dear princess. I am Eloria, the enchantress of the woods. There is a way to break the curse that plagues your kingdom." Elara's eyes widened with hope. "Please, tell me what I must do." "The curse can only be broken by the music of the enchanted harp," Eloria explained. "This harp is hidden deep within the Forest of Whispers, guarded by ancient magic and dangerous creatures. You must find it and play the melody of light to restore peace to Luminera." Determined to save her kingdom, Elara set out on her quest the very next day. She wore a simple cloak and carried only a small bag of provisions. Before she left, her father gave her a locket containing a picture of her late mother, Queen Alicia, whose memory gave her strength. Elara journeyed through the dark, foreboding forest, the trees whispering secrets and warnings. Along the way, she encountered many trials. First, she came upon a wide river with no bridge. As she stood at the bank, pondering how to cross, a wise old turtle surfaced from the water. "Why do you seek to cross this river, young one?" the turtle asked. "I am on a quest to find the enchanted harp and save my kingdom from a terrible curse," Elara replied. The turtle nodded. "Your heart is pure, and your cause is noble. Climb onto my back, and I will carry you across." Grateful, Elara climbed onto the turtle's back, and he swam across the river, delivering her safely to the other side. Continuing her journey, Elara entered a dark and twisted part of the forest. Suddenly, a pack of wolves with glowing red eyes surrounded her, growling menacingly. Just as Elara prepared to defend herself, a large, majestic stag appeared. The wolves backed away, sensing the stag's power. "Why do you venture into the heart of darkness, brave princess?" the stag asked, its voice gentle yet commanding. "I seek the enchanted harp to break the curse on my kingdom," Elara answered, her voice steady despite her fear. The stag's eyes softened. "Your courage is admirable. Follow me, and I will guide you through the dangers of the forest." Elara followed the stag, which led her safely past the wolves and through the twisted trees. Eventually, they reached a clearing bathed in soft, magical light. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree, its branches adorned with glowing flowers. At the base of the tree lay the enchanted harp, its golden strings shimmering in the light. Elara approached the harp, but as she reached out to touch it, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness. It was Malgar, the wicked sorcerer. "Did you really think you could thwart my curse so easily?" Malgar sneered. "You will never leave this forest alive." Elara stood her ground, her heart pounding with fear. But before she could react, the enchanted harp began to play a soft, melodious tune on its own. The music was so beautiful and pure that it filled the clearing with a brilliant light, pushing back the darkness. Malgar screamed in agony as the light enveloped him, and with a final, desperate cry, he vanished into thin air. The curse that had plagued Luminera for so long was broken. Elara, tears of joy streaming down her face, picked up the harp and began to play the melody of light. The music resonated through the forest, and as it did, the trees blossomed, the skies cleared, and the sun began to shine once more. The animals of the forest gathered around, listening in awe as Alara played. The melody traveled far and wide, reaching the ears of the people of Luminera. They looked up to see the dark clouds parting, revealing a bright, clear sky for the first time in years. Alara returned to the castle, where she was greeted with cheers and celebrations. King Cedric embraced his daughter, tears of pride and happiness in his eyes. "You have saved us all, my brave Alara," he said. The kingdom of Luminera flourished once more, the fields green and bountiful, and the people joyful and prosperous. The enchanted harp was placed in a place of honor in the castle, a reminder of the courage and determination of Princess Alara. And so, Alara's name was remembered for generations to come, a beacon of hope and a symbol of the power of love and music. The kingdom of Luminera lived in peace and harmony, forever grateful to the princess who brought light back into their lives. The end. Once upon a time, in a picturesque kingdom bordered by enchanted woods, there was a quaint village named Bramblewood. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, and their most cherished tradition was the annual Lantern Festival. Each year, they would light beautifully crafted lanterns to celebrate the bond between their world and the magical forest surrounding them. At the edge of the village lived a young girl named Mia. She was known for her adventurous spirit and her love of the forest, which she explored daily with her loyal companion, a clever fox named Finn. Mia's father was the village lantern maker, and she often helped him craft the intricate designs that would light up the sky during the festival. One autumn evening, as the Lantern Festival approached, Mia's father fell ill, leaving him unable to finish the most important lantern of the year, the Grand Lantern, which was said to bring blessings and protection to the village. Mia felt a deep sense of responsibility and wanted to ensure the lantern was ready. Her father had told her of an ancient legend that the Grand Lantern must be completed with a special light known as the Lantern of the Lost Forest. This magical light could only be found by someone pure of heart who ventured into the deepest part of the forest. Determined to save the festival and help her father, Mia set off with Finn into the heart of the forest. As they ventured deeper, the woods grew darker and more mysterious. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, and strange, glowing fungi dotted the path. Their journey took them to the edge of a hidden glade, where a sparkling river flowed through the center. There, by the water's edge, they found an old, crumbling bridge leading to a small island. At the center of the island stood a grand, ancient tree with shimmering leaves, a tree from which the lantern of the lost forest was said to hang. As Mia and Finn carefully crossed the bridge, they noticed a shimmering figure, an ethereal spirit of light, hovering near the tree. The spirit was gentle and serene, with eyes like pools of stardust. "Welcome, Mia," the spirit said in a voice like soft chimes. "I have been expecting you. To receive the Lantern of the Lost Forest, you must first prove your worth." The spirit then revealed 3 trials, each designed to test Mia's courage, wisdom, and kindness. The first trial was to cross a treacherous river filled with swirling, magical currents. Mia used her wits and fashioned a makeshift raft from vines and fallen branches, allowing herself and Finn to safely cross. The second trial was to solve a riddle posed by a wise old owl perched high in the tree's branches. The riddle was, "I have cities, but no houses, I have mountains, but no trees, I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Mia thought deeply and answered, "A map." The owl hooted with approval and granted them passage to the final trial. For the third trial, Mia had to demonstrate her kindness. She came across a wounded fawn struggling to walk. Without hesitation, Mia and Finn carefully tended to the fawn's injury, using herbs and gentle care to heal it. The fawn, now strong and lively, nuzzled Mia in gratitude. With the final trial complete, the spirit of light appeared once more and smiled warmly. "You have shown courage, wisdom, and kindness. You are worthy of the Lantern of the Lost Forest." The spirit led Mia and Finn to a hidden alcove where the lantern, glowing with a soft, golden light, was suspended from a branch. Mia carefully took the lantern, and its light seemed to grow brighter with each step they took, guiding them back to Bramblewood. Upon their return, the villagers were overjoyed to see Mia with the grand lantern completed and the lantern of the lost forest. As night fell and the festival began, Mia and Finn placed the lantern in its special place, where it bathed the village in a warm, protective glow. The lantern's light seemed to weave through the air, creating patterns of hope and joy. The Lantern Festival was the most magnificent one Bramblewood had ever seen. The light from the grand lantern, enriched by the magic of the lantern of the lost forest, filled every corner of the village with a sense of wonder and unity. Mia's father, though still recovering, was deeply touched by his daughter's bravery and the love shown by the villagers. And so, the legend of the Lantern of the Lost Forest was celebrated year after year, reminding the villagers of the power of courage, wisdom, and kindness. Mia's adventure became a beloved tale, passed down through generations, inspiring all who heard it to seek the light within their own hearts. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a mystical forest, there was a tale about an enchanted lantern. This lantern, made of delicate silver and adorned with glowing gems, was said to have the power to grant one wish to anyone who found it. However, it could only be found by someone with a pure heart. In this village lived a kind-hearted boy named Finn. He was known for his generosity and bravery. One evening, as the sun set behind the forest, casting a golden hue over the land, Finn heard a whispering breeze that spoke of the enchanted lantern. Excited by the tale, Finn decided to seek out this magical object, hoping to use its power to help others. With a small satchel of provisions, Finn set out into the forest. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches creating a canopy that allowed only slivers of sunlight to filter through. As he ventured deeper, he encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. "Greetings, young Finn," the owl hooted softly. "What brings you to this enchanted forest?" Finn bowed respectfully. "I seek the enchanted lantern that is said to grant one wish. I wish to use its power to bring happiness to my village." The owl's eyes twinkled. "A noble quest. To find the lantern, you must first solve 3 challenges that test your heart." With a nod, Finn followed the owl's instructions and soon arrived at a serene glade. There, a sparkling stream flowed gently, and beside it stood a large, ancient tree with a face carved into its trunk. "Welcome, Finn," the tree rumbled. "To proceed, you must solve my riddle. I have keys, but open no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but not go outside. What am I?" Finn thought hard and then smiled. "A piano." The tree's face smiled back. "Well done. You may continue." As Finn walked further, he came across a meadow filled with flowers of every color. Among them was a small, golden chest guarded by a mischievous squirrel. To open this chest, the squirrel said, "You must solve my riddle. I can be crabbed, made, told, and played. What am I?" Finn thought for a moment and then answered, "A joke." The squirrel nodded and handed Finn a small, silver key. "You are on the right path. Use this key wisely." Finn thanked the squirrel and continued on his journey. Eventually, he arrived at a serene, moonlit pond. At its center was a floating lily pad with a glowing lantern resting upon it. However, the lantern was surrounded by a circle of enchanted mist. Suddenly, a beautiful fairy appeared. To take the lantern, you must answer one final question. What is the most valuable thing you can give to someone? Finn thought about his family, friends, and the village he loved. "The most valuable thing you can give is love," he said with conviction. The fairy smiled warmly. "You have answered truly. The lantern is yours." Finn carefully took the lantern from the lily pad. As he held it, the glowing gems twinkled brightly, casting a warm light that filled the forest. Finn made his way back to the village, the lantern's light guiding him through the dark forest. Upon returning, Finn gathered the villagers and held up the lantern. "With this lantern, I wish for our village to be filled with joy, harmony, and prosperity." As he spoke, the lantern's light spread across the village, touching every home and heart. the once quiet village came alive with laughter, music, and a sense of community. Gardens bloomed with vibrant flowers, and the fields yielded abundant harvests. The villagers were happier than ever, and Finn's selfless wish brought prosperity and peace to the land. From that day on, the enchanted lantern remained a symbol of kindness and the magic that comes from a pure heart. And though the lantern's light eventually dimmed, the warmth it brought to the village never faded. Finn's tale became a cherished story, reminding everyone that the greatest magic of all comes from giving with love and having a heart full of generosity. In a small, quaint village nestled at the edge of a mystical forest, lived a kind-hearted girl named Elara. Elara's life was simple but filled with joy as she spent her days helping her parents with their flower shop and playing with the woodland creatures. But Elara harbored a secret wish: to uncover the mysteries of the enchanted forest that loomed beyond the village. One crisp autumn evening, as the leaves danced with the wind, Elara's curiosity got the better of her. Armed with a warm cloak and a sturdy lantern, she ventured into the forest, where whispers of magic and mystery awaited. As Elara walked deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to sway in rhythm with her footsteps. The air was filled with the fragrance of pine and moss, and the path was illuminated by the soft glow of her lantern. Hours passed, and just as she began to wonder if she should turn back, she stumbled upon a hidden glade bathed in moonlight. In the center of the glade stood an ancient oak tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens like welcoming arms. At the base of the tree, Elara noticed an ornate, golden lantern embedded in the roots. Intrigued, she reached out and touched the lantern, which was adorned with intricate designs of stars and moons. As soon as her fingers brushed the lantern, it began to glow with a magical light. The ground trembled slightly, and the oak tree's bark shimmered with a silvery hue. To Elara's astonishment, the tree spoke in a gentle, ancient voice. "Brave and kind-hearted Elara," the oak said, "you have found the Lantern of Wishes. This lantern holds the power to grant a single wish, but it must be used with a pure heart." Elara's eyes widened with excitement and wonder. She thought long and hard about her wish. She could wish for riches or fame, but what she truly desired was something more meaningful. After a moment of contemplation, she said, "I wish for the forest to remain enchanted and protected, so that its magic and beauty can be shared with everyone." The oak tree's leaves rustled in approval, and a soft breeze carried Elara's words to the heavens. The lantern's light intensified, casting a warm, golden glow across the glade. The ancient oak began to glow with a radiant light, and a gentle, melodious hum filled the air. The next morning, Elara returned to her village, her heart full of joy. She found that the forest had transformed. The trees sparkled with dew, flowers bloomed in colors never seen before, and the woodland creatures danced in harmony. The village became enchanted by the beauty of the forest, and people from far and wide came to witness its magic. The forest flourished, and Elara's wish had come true. She had not only preserved its enchantment but had also brought happiness and wonder to countless others. And though she returned to her life in the village, she continued to visit the forest often, where she would find the oak tree waiting to share its wisdom and stories. As the years passed, Elara's tale became a beloved legend, and the forest remained a symbol of magic and hope. The Lantern of Wishes, now a cherished relic of the forest, stood as a testament to the power of selflessness and the beauty that comes from wishing for the good of all. And so, the enchanted forest continued to thrive, a place where dreams and reality intertwined, thanks to the courage and kindness of one remarkable girl named Elara. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a dense forest, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was known throughout the village for her green thumb. She could make anything grow, from the tiniest seed to the most stubborn plant. Her garden was the most beautiful in the village, filled with vibrant flowers, towering trees, and vegetables that grew in abundance. But what made her garden truly special was a small, mysterious gate at the far end, covered in ivy and hidden from view. One summer evening, as the sun was setting and the sky was painted in hues of pink and orange, Lily noticed something strange about the gate. The ivy seemed to glow with a faint, golden light, and the air around it shimmered as if it were filled with tiny, invisible stars. Curious, Lily approached the gate, brushing aside the ivy that had grown over it. To her surprise, she found an old, rusted keyhole in the center of the gate, with a key still inside. Her heart pounding with excitement, Lily turned the key, and with a soft click, the gate creaked open. She stepped through, finding herself in a place unlike any she had ever seen. It was another garden, but this one was magical. The flowers glowed with colors she had never imagined, the trees whispered ancient secrets, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of unknown blossoms. At the center of this enchanted garden stood a tall, ancient tree with silver bark and leaves that glittered like stars. The tree had a face, old and wise, and as Lily approached, it smiled at her. "Welcome, young one," the tree said in a voice as gentle as the wind. "You have found the enchanted garden, a place of magic and wonder. Only those with pure hearts and a deep love for nature can enter here. I am the guardian of this garden, and I have been waiting for someone like you." Lily was awestruck. "This place is beautiful," she said, her voice filled with awe. "But why have you been waiting for me?" The guardian tree's eyes twinkled. "This garden is a source of life and magic, but it has been fading over the years. The magic here needs to be nurtured, and only someone who truly understands the beauty and power of nature can do that. I have watched you tend to your garden, and I know that you are the one who can save this place." Lily felt a swell of pride and determination. "I will do everything I can to help," she promised. The guardian tree nodded. "There are 3 tasks you must complete to restore the garden's magic. First, you must find the crystal waters, a hidden spring that flows deep within the garden. The water from this spring will nourish the roots of the trees and plants, bringing them back to life." Lily set off on her first task, guided by the whispers of the trees and the glowing flowers. After some time, she found herself standing before a large, ancient stone covered in moss and vines. Beneath the stone, she could hear the gentle sound of flowing water. With a bit of effort, she moved the stone aside and uncovered the spring. The water was crystal clear and shimmered with a faint blue light. She carefully filled a small vial she had brought with her and returned to the guardian tree. "Well done," the guardian tree said as Lily poured the crystal water around its roots. The ground seemed to glow as the water soaked in, and the tree stood taller, its leaves sparkling brighter than before. "Your second task," the tree continued, "is to find the golden seeds. These seeds are hidden within the garden and have the power to grow plants that will restore the garden's beauty. But beware, for the seeds are guarded by the forest spirits, who are wary of outsiders." Lily ventured deeper into the garden, the path winding through thick undergrowth and past ancient, twisted trees. As she walked, she began to hear faint, melodic music, like a lullaby carried on the breeze. She followed the sound until she reached a clearing where tiny, glowing beings danced in the air, the forest spirits. The spirits stopped their dance as Lily approached, watching her with curious, shimmering eyes. Lily knew she had to gain their trust, so she knelt down and spoke softly. "I come to help the garden," she said. "I seek the golden seeds to restore its magic." The forest spirits whispered among themselves, their voices like wind chimes. Finally, one of them fluttered forward, holding a tiny pouch made of leaves and filled with golden seeds. "We have guarded these seeds for many years," the spirit said. "We give them to you, for we sense your love for this place is true. Use them wisely." Lily thanked the spirits and took the seeds back to the guardian tree. She planted them in the rich soil around the tree, and immediately, the garden began to transform. Flowers of every color bloomed, vines climbed the trees, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms. "Your final task," said the guardian tree, "is the most important. You must find the heart of the garden, a rare and delicate flower that blooms only once every 100 years. The heart of the garden holds the very essence of this place, and without it, the magic cannot survive." Lily knew this would be the most challenging task, but she was determined to succeed. She searched high and low, through every corner of the enchanted garden. Finally, in a quiet, secluded grove, she found the heart of the garden. It was a small, delicate flower with petals that shimmered like the night sky, deep blue with flecks of silver, as if the stars themselves had settled upon it. Carefully, Lily picked the flower and brought it back to the guardian tree. As she placed the heart of the garden at the tree's base, the entire garden burst into life. The trees sang, the flowers danced, and the air was filled with light and magic. The guardian tree's voice echoed through the garden, filled with gratitude. "You have done it, Lily. The garden is restored, and its magic will now live on for centuries to come. You are the true guardian of this place, and it will forever be yours." Lily smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. She knew she had found her true calling. From that day on, she cared for the enchanted garden, visiting it every day, and its magic continued to flourish under her watchful eye. And so, the garden remained a place of wonder and beauty, a secret known only to Lily and the magical beings who dwelled within it. The villagers often marveled at how Lily's garden seemed to grow more beautiful with each passing day, never suspecting the enchanted world hidden just beyond the ivy-covered gate. In time, Lily grew old, but her love for the garden never faded. She passed on the knowledge and the secret of the garden to her children, who continued to care for it as she had. And so, the magic of the enchanted garden lived on, a testament to the power of love, dedication, and the wonder of nature. The end. In a quaint seaside village known for its shimmering sands and gentle waves, there was a legend about a magical starfish that lived in the deepest part of the ocean. This starfish was said to have the power to grant one heartfelt wish to anyone who proved their kindness and courage. One day, a young boy named Leo, who lived in the village, found his world turned upside down. His beloved dog, Max, had fallen ill and no remedy seemed to work. Leo had heard the old tales of the magical starfish and decided to seek it out in hopes of saving his friend. With a determined heart, Leo set out for the ocean just as the sun began to set. He navigated through the rocky shoreline and boarded a small boat that his father had built. As the boat glided into the open sea, the sky turned a beautiful shade of twilight, and the first stars began to twinkle. Leo sailed far beyond the village, guided only by the shimmering sea and the stories of the magical starfish. As night fell, the water beneath him began to glow with a soft, ethereal light. Leo knew he was close. He anchored his boat and dove into the water, swimming toward the mysterious light. As he descended into the depths of the ocean, the light grew brighter, revealing an underwater kingdom of colorful coral and schools of radiant fish. At the heart of this magical realm, Leo spotted the starfish resting on a bed of golden seaweed. Its 5 arms sparkled with hues of blue, green, and purple. "Hello," Leo called out, his voice bubbling through the water. "I've come to find the starfish and make a wish. My dog Max is very ill, and I need your help." The starfish stirred, its eyes twinkling with a gentle light. To receive the magic of the starfish, you must first prove your kindness and bravery. There are 3 tasks you must complete. Leo nodded eagerly. "I will do whatever it takes." The first task was to help a group of sea turtles that had become entangled in a mass of discarded fishing nets. Leo swam swiftly to their aid, carefully cutting away the nets and freeing the turtles. The grateful turtles swam in circles around him, guiding him with their gentle nudges toward the next task. The second task was to find a lost pearl that had been stolen by a mischievous octopus. The octopus, although playful, was known for hiding things in tricky places. Leo followed the octopus's playful movements and discovered the pearl nestled in a hidden cave. He returned the pearl to the grateful octopus, who rewarded him with a glowing seashell as a token of thanks. For the final task, Leo had to navigate through a dark underwater cavern filled with swirling currents and shadowy figures. With the light from the glowing seashell and the courage in his heart, Leo ventured through the cavern, using his wits to avoid the dangers and find the exit. When he emerged from the cavern, he saw the starfish waiting for him with a warm, welcoming glow. "You have completed the tasks with bravery and kindness. Your wish shall now be granted." The starfish waved its arms, and a soft, magical light enveloped Leo. The light surged through the ocean and traveled back to the shore where Max lay. As the light touched Max, his strength returned, and he stood up, wagging his tail and barking joyfully. Leo returned to the village, where he was greeted with cheers and celebration. Max was healthy and full of life once more, and the villagers marveled at Leo's bravery and the magic of the starfish. The starfish continued to dwell in its underwater kingdom, its magic a reminder of the power of kindness and courage. And whenever the village children looked out at the sea, they remembered the tale of Leo and the starfish's secret, knowing that even in the deepest depths, magic awaited those who truly believed. Once upon a time, in a quaint village called Green Hollow, there was a legend about a magical spring hidden deep within the Whispering Woods. This spring, known as the Heart Spring, was said to grant a single wish to anyone who could find it. However, it had been lost to time, and no one had seen it for many years. In Green Hollow lived a young boy named Leo. Leo was known for his curiosity and kind heart. He loved listening to the old stories and helping his neighbors. One day, the village faced a terrible drought. The fields were parched, and the river that flowed through Green Hollow had dried up. The villagers were worried, and they remembered the old tale of the Heart Spring. Determined to help, Leo decided he would find the Heart Spring and make a wish to bring water back to the village. Early one morning, with a small backpack filled with essentials, Leo set off into the Whispering Woods. The forest was dense and filled with ancient trees that seemed to whisper secrets. As Leo walked, he noticed a golden light filtering through the trees. He followed the light until he came across a wise, old fox with fur that shimmered like the sun. "Greetings, young traveler," said the fox. "I am Eldrick, the guardian of these woods. To find the Heart Spring, you must pass 3 trials. Only then will you uncover the path to its hidden location." Leo nodded, ready for the challenge. Eldrick explained the first trial, the trial of courage. Beyond the misty glade lies a cavern guarded by a fierce, enchanted serpent. You must enter the cavern and retrieve a crystal that will guide you further. With bravery, Leo reached the misty glade and found the cavern entrance. Inside, the cavern was dark and filled with eerie echoes. At its center, a large, shimmering serpent coiled around the glowing crystal. Leo took a deep breath and approached the serpent with calm confidence. "I seek only the crystal to help my village," Leo said. The serpent, sensing his sincerity, allowed him to take the crystal, which glowed brightly in his hand. The second trial was the trial of wisdom. Eldrick directed Leo to a large, ancient oak tree with a riddle carved into its bark. The riddle read, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Star." Leo thought carefully and recalled the stories he had heard about echoes. With a smile, he answered, "An echo." The tree's bark shimmered, and a hidden passage opened, leading Leo to a sparkling river that flowed with clear, cool water. The third and final trial was the trial of kindness. Leo found a small, injured fawn by the riverbank. Its leg was caught in a trap, and it looked at Leo with trusting eyes. Leo carefully freed the fawn and tended to its wound using some herbs from his backpack. The fawn nuzzled Leo gratefully and then led him to a hidden grove. In the center of the grove was a beautiful, crystal-clear spring, the Heart Spring. Its waters sparkled like diamonds, and a soft, magical melody filled the air. Leo approached the spring and made his wish with a full heart. "I wish for the waters of the Heart Spring to return to my village so that my people and their land may thrive once more." The Heart Spring glowed brightly, and a gentle rain began to fall, nourishing the land. Leo felt a sense of warmth and satisfaction as he watched the spring's waters flow towards the Whispering Woods and eventually towards Green Hollow. When Leo returned to the village, the fields were green again, and the river was flowing with fresh, life-giving water. The villagers rejoiced, praising Leo for his bravery, wisdom, and kindness. The tale of the Heart Spring and Leo's quest became a cherished story in Green Hollow, passed down through generations. And so, the village thrived once more, its fields lush and its waters flowing, forever grateful for the heart of a courageous boy who restored the magic of the Heart Spring. The end. Once upon a time, in a lush, green valley bordered by towering mountains, lay a village named Eldoria. Eldoria was known for its beautiful gardens and friendly inhabitants, But most of all, it was renowned for the legendary silver tree that stood in the heart of the village. The silver tree was said to be enchanted, its leaves shimmering like silver in the sunlight and its branches humming a soothing, magical song at dusk. The villagers believed that the silver tree had been planted by the ancient forest spirits and that its song brought peace and prosperity to Eldoria. Each year, during the Moon Festival, the villagers gathered around the tree to listen to its melodious tune and celebrate their good fortune. One day, as the Moon Festival approached, a dark cloud seemed to settle over the village. The silver tree's song had grown faint, and its once sparkling leaves had lost their luster. The villagers were deeply troubled, for they knew that if the tree's song faded completely, their prosperity and happiness would be at risk. Among the villagers was a young girl named Elara. She was known for her adventurous spirit and her love for the village's traditions. Determined to save the silver tree, Elara decided to embark on a quest to discover the source of the problem. Elara approached the village elder, a wise woman named Grandmother Leora. "Grandmother Leora, what can I do to restore the silver tree's song?" Elara asked. Grandmother Leora sighed. The silver tree's song is tied to an ancient enchantment. It is said that the heart of the tree, a magical crystal known as the Moonstone, has been taken. To restore its song, you must journey to the Shadow Peaks and retrieve the Moonstone. With a resolute heart, Elara set off on her quest. The Shadow Peaks were a range of mountains known for their rugged terrain and mysterious legends. Armed with a map, a sturdy staff, and a small bag of provisions, Elara began her climb. As she ascended the mountains, she faced several challenges. The first was a deep chasm with no visible bridge. As she pondered her way across, she noticed a series of stepping stones made of shimmering stone appearing and disappearing across the chasm. Summoning her courage, Elara timed her jumps carefully and made her way across safely. Her next challenge was to navigate through the Whispering Caves, a labyrinthine network of tunnels filled with confusing echoes. In the cave, a mischievous voice spoke to her. "To find the right path, you must answer this: what has a heart that doesn't beat?" Elara thought deeply and then answered, "An artichoke." The voice chuckled and the path ahead cleared, leading Elara to a hidden chamber. There, she found a small, silver chest guarded by a gentle dragon with sparkling scales. "You seek the Moonstone," the dragon said with a warm voice. "It is in this chest, but to retrieve it, you must prove your bravery and kindness." The dragon set 3 tasks for Elara. 1. Find a healing herb. Elara ventured into the nearby forest and found a rare herb that could heal a wounded creature. She used it to mend the wing of a small, injured bird. 2. Solve the riddle of the stars. The dragon presented a constellation map with a riddle about the stars. Elara solved it by aligning the stars correctly, revealing the hidden path. 3. Show compassion. Elara encountered a band of lost mountain goats who needed help finding their way home. She guided them safely back to their herd. Having completed the tasks, the dragon opened the chest and handed Elara the Moonstone. It glowed with a soft, silver light, pulsating with the same energy as the silver tree's lost psalm. With the Moonstone in her possession, Elara made her way back to Eldoria. As she approached the village, she saw the silver tree's branches drooping and the leaves dull. She placed the Moonstone at the base of the tree, and a brilliant light erupted, restoring the tree's shimmering leaves and filling the air with its melodious song. The village erupted in joyous celebration as the silver tree's song rang out stronger and more beautiful than ever before. The villagers praised Elara for her bravery and kindness, and the Moon Festival was celebrated with renewed fervor. Elara's adventure became a cherished story in Eldoria, a tale of courage and the power of a pure heart. The silver tree continued to thrive, its song a reminder of the harmony between the village and the magical forest that surrounded it. And so, the village of Eldoria lived in happiness and prosperity, forever enchanted by the song of the silver tree and the brave girl who restored its magic. Once upon a time, in a land where the forests were thick with ancient trees and the river sparkled under the moonlight, there was a small village named Everglow. The village was known for its enchanting beauty and its mysterious, musical night sky. Every night, the villagers would gather outside to listen to the soft, magical melodies that drifted down from the heavens. At the edge of the village lived a young girl named Lila. She was an aspiring musician with a dream of creating a melody that would captivate everyone's heart. Lila's greatest wish was to compose a piece of music so beautiful that it would be able to join the magical tunes from the sky. One evening, as the full moon rose high and cast its silver light over the village, Lila heard a new, more captivating melody than ever before. It was as if the stars themselves were singing. Intrigued, she decided to follow the music to its source. Lila ventured into the heart of the forest, where the trees seemed to sway to the rhythm of the melody. The music grew louder and more enchanting with each step. She followed the sound until she reached a clearing bathed in moonlight. There, she found an old, mysterious harp resting on a pedestal. The harp was unlike any Lila had ever seen. It was crafted from shimmering moonstone and adorned with intricate silver designs that sparkled in the moonlight. The strings of the harp seemed to hum with the same melody she had been following. As Lila approached, a soft, gentle voice spoke from the shadows, "Welcome, Lila. I am the guardian of the moonlit melody. This harp holds a magical tune that has been waiting for a heart like yours to play it." Lila looked around but saw no one. "How do you know my name?" she asked, amazed and curious. The voice replied, "I know all who seek the magic of the moonlight. To unlock the harp's melody, you must first prove your worth by solving 3 musical riddles." Lila nodded, eager to accept the challenge. The first riddle echoed through the clearing, "I am not alive. But I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but I need water to live. What am I?" Lila thought for a moment and answered, "A musical note." The harp strings shimmered, and a soft, melodic chime filled the air. The second riddle followed, "I have keys but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but not go inside. What am I?" With a smile, Lila answered, "A piano." Another gentle chime rang out, and the harp glowed brighter. The final riddle was, "I can be played without hands. I can be heard without a voice. I am a melody in the wind. What am I?" Lila pondered and replied, "A psalm." The harp's light grew even more brilliant, and the magical melody it held began to resonate through the forest. The voice spoke again, "You have solved the riddles and proven your heart's sincerity. Now, play the harp and let the moonlit melody fill the night." With a deep breath, Lila sat at the harp and began to play. The music that flowed from the harp was unlike anything she had ever heard. It was a beautiful, ethereal melody that seemed to blend with the stars and moonlight. The notes danced through the air, weaving a magical tapestry of sound. As Lila played, the sky above transformed into a breathtaking display of colors and lights. The stars twinkled in harmony with her melody, and the moon shone brighter than ever. The entire village gathered in awe, listening to the enchanting music that filled the night. The magical melody brought a sense of peace and joy to everyone who heard it. The villagers felt their hearts lifted and their spirits brightened. The music seemed to connect them all, creating a moment of pure, shared happiness. When Lila finally finished playing, the harp's light gently faded, but the memory of the moonlit melody remained in everyone's hearts. The magical tune became a cherished part of the village's folklore, reminding them of the beauty and magic that can be found when one follows their dreams and listens to the music within. And so, Lila's wish was fulfilled. And she continued to compose music that touched the hearts of everyone in Everglow. The village thrived in harmony, and the night sky remained a magical symphony of stars and melodies. In the heart of a lush, ancient forest stood a towering willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. It was said that this magical tree could grant a single wish to anyone who proved their kindness and bravery. The villagers often spoke of the tree's gentle whispers that carried secrets of the forest and the promises of dreams fulfilled. One bright morning, a kind-hearted girl named Mira set out from her small village on a quest to find the Whispering Willow. Her beloved grandmother, who had always been the village storyteller, had fallen ill. Mira hoped that if she could find the legendary tree and make a wish, she could restore her grandmother's health. Mira journeyed through the dense forest, following the advice of the villagers who had described the tree's location as being near a sparkling brook and a meadow of wildflowers. As she walked, the forest seemed alive with the chatter of birds and the rustling of leaves, guiding her on her way. After hours of travel, Mira arrived at a glistening brook. She carefully followed its banks, keeping an eye out for any sign of the magical tree. The brook led her to a beautiful meadow filled with colorful flowers swaying in the breeze. At the far end of the meadow, nestled between two hills, she saw the whispering willow. The tree was magnificent, its branches sweeping the ground like a lush curtain. Its leaves shimmered with a silvery glow, and soft, melodious whispers drifted through the air. Mira approached the tree with a mixture of awe and hope. "Welcome, Mira," the whispering willow said in a voice like a gentle breeze. "I have been waiting for someone with a pure heart. What is it that you wish for?" Mira took a deep breath and spoke with sincerity. "I wish for my grandmother to be restored to health. She has been unwell for many months, and I want to see her smile again." The whispering willow's branches swayed as if pondering the request. A wish made with such love and selflessness is powerful. But first, you must prove your kindness and bravery by helping others along your way. The magic within me requires a heart that not only desires but also acts. The tree's words filled Mira with determination. "I will do whatever it takes." The whispering willow directed Mira to a small, nearby village where she would find the first challenge. Mira followed the tree's guidance and soon reached the village, which was suffering from a severe drought. The villagers were desperate, and their crops had withered under the relentless sun. Mira saw an elderly woman struggling to carry water from a distant well. Without hesitation, Mira offered to help. She carried water to the village, shared her own provisions, and worked alongside the villagers to dig a new well. Her efforts brought hope and relief to the village. The villagers thanked Mira and admired her kindness. She continued her journey, guided once more by the whispering willow's whispers, until she reached a dense part of the forest where a group of lost animals were huddled together, frightened and hungry. Mira used her wits and compassion to help the animals find their way back to their homes. She shared her food and built small shelters for those who needed them. The animals, grateful for her kindness, guided her to a hidden glade where a family of injured fairies lived. The fairies were in need of healing, and Mira gently tended to their wounds using herbs she gathered from the forest. Her nurturing care restored the fairies' strength, and they fluttered around her in thanks, offering her their magic in return. Finally, Mira made her way back to the whispering willow, carrying the blessings of those she had helped. She approached the tree with a heart full of fulfillment and hope. "I have done as you asked," Mira said. "I have helped those in need and acted with kindness and bravery. Please, grant my wish for my grandmother's health." The whispering willow's leaves shimmered brightly as it began to weave a soft, glowing light around Mira. "You have shown true kindness and bravery, Mira. Your wish shall be granted." With a gentle rustling of its branches, the whispering willow released a magical breeze that carried Mira's wish back to her village. When Mira returned home, she found her grandmother smiling and full of life, as if a miracle had occurred. The villagers rejoiced at the sight of the restored grandmother, and Mira's tale of bravery and kindness became a cherished story in the village. The whispering willow continued to stand tall in the forest, its whispers a reminder that true magic comes from the heart. And so, Mira's selfless journey and the kindness she showed to others brought light and healing not just to her grandmother but to everyone she met along the way. The end. In a charming coastal village nestled between rolling hills and the sparkling ocean, there was an old lighthouse that had stood for centuries. The lighthouse keeper, a wise old man named Tobias, had told many tales of the sea and its wonders, but one tale was the most captivating of all, the legend of the sea dragon and its magical song. According to the legend, the sea dragon, a majestic creature with shimmering scales and a voice that could calm storms, lived deep in the ocean. It was said that the dragon's song had the power to heal and bring peace to the troubled sea. However, as years passed, the sea dragon's song had faded, and the ocean had become increasingly stormy and wild. One day, a young girl named Isla, known for her love of the sea and her enchanting voice, heard Tobias's tale of the sea dragon. Determined to restore peace to the ocean, she decided to embark on a quest to find the sea dragon and awaken its magical song. armed with a small satchel of provisions, a compass, and a book of sea lore that Tobias had gifted her. Isla set out on a boat. The compass guided her toward a hidden island, said to be where the sea dragon had last been seen. As Isla approached the island, a thick mist enveloped her boat. The mist parted to reveal a hidden cove with an entrance to an underwater grotto. Gathering her courage, Isla dove into the water and swam through the grotto's entrance. The underwater world was filled with vibrant coral and glowing fish that seemed to light her way. At the heart of the grotto, Isla found a grand chamber with walls made of sparkling seashells and a large, ornate shell-shaped throne. Seated on the throne was the sea dragon, its scales glistening like moonlight on the ocean. The dragon's eyes were closed, and it appeared to be in a deep slumber. Isla approached the dragon with a mix of awe and trepidation. As she neared, she began to sing a gentle, soothing melody, one she had composed from her heart, inspired by the sea and its beauty. Her voice filled the chamber with a soft, comforting sound, blending with the gentle currents of the ocean. Slowly, the sea dragon's eyes fluttered open, and it regarded Isla with a serene gaze. The dragon's deep, rumbling voice spoke, "Your song has awakened me, young one. Why have you come to this sacred place?" Isla explained her quest, revealing her desire to restore peace to the ocean and bring back the sea dragon's magical song. She sang her melody once more, hoping to inspire the dragon. The sea dragon listened intently, and as Isla's song reached its climax, the dragon began to hum along. The hum grew into a full, resonant song that reverberated through the water, sending ripples of light and sound throughout the grotto. The dragon's song was powerful and enchanting, and its melody seemed to heal the ocean's wounds. The stormy waters calmed, and the sea became tranquil and clear. The dragon's song echoed through the underwater realm, bringing harmony and balance back to the ocean. As the song came to an end, the sea dragon thanked Isla with a warm, grateful smile. "Your bravery and your song have restored my voice and brought peace to the ocean. As a token of my gratitude, I gift you a pearl from the heart of the sea. This pearl holds a fragment of my song and will guide you in times of need." The sea dragon gently placed a luminous pearl into Isla's hands. The pearl radiated a soft, comforting light, and Isla felt a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Isla returned to her village, where the ocean's newfound calm was celebrated with joy. The villagers marveled at the tranquility of the sea and the harmony it brought to their lives. Isla shared her adventure and the sea dragon's gift, and her story became a cherished tale among the villagers. The pearl was placed in a special place in the village, serving as a reminder of the magical song of the sea dragon and the bravery of a young girl who believed in the power of harmony and peace. And so, the legend of the sea dragon and its song continued to inspire all who heard it, a timeless reminder that even the wildest storms could be calmed by the gentle power of a pure heart and a song from the soul. The end. Once upon a time, in a lush, green valley surrounded by towering mountains, there was a magical forest known as Everwood. In the heart of Everwood stood a majestic willow tree, known to all as the Whispering Willow. This tree was said to have the power to grant a single wish once every 100 years, but only to those who could uncover its hidden melody. In a small village at the edge of the forest lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his curiosity and adventurous spirit. He often ventured into Everwood, exploring its secrets and marveling at its beauty. Despite the village's warnings about the forest's mysteries, Finn was drawn to its enchantments. One day, while wandering near the Whispering Willow, Finn noticed that the tree seemed to shimmer with a soft, golden light. The leaves rustled gently, and a faint, haunting melody drifted through the air. Intrigued, Finn approached the tree and heard the melody more clearly. It was a beautiful, yet elusive tune that seemed to be both familiar and strange. Determined to uncover the secret of the melody, Finn decided to visit the village's wise elder, Grandma Eliza. She was known for her knowledge of the forest's legends and magic. "Grandma Eliza," Finn said, "I heard a beautiful melody coming from the Whispering Willow. Do you know what it means?" Grandma Eliza smiled warmly. "Ah, the Whispering Willow's melody is a long-forgotten song. It is said that the tree's magic can only be unlocked by someone who understands its tune and has a pure heart. The melody holds the key to the tree's power. Finn's eyes sparkled with determination. How can I learn the melody and unlock the tree's magic? Grandma Eliza handed Finn an old, leather-bound book. This book contains ancient songs and stories about Everwood. Perhaps within its pages, you will find a clue to the melody you seek. With the book in hand, Finn returned to the Whispering Willow. He spent days studying the ancient songs, listening to the tree's melody, and trying to match the notes. The melody was delicate and elusive, but Finn was patient and persistent. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the forest was bathed in twilight, Finn heard the melody more clearly than ever. He realized that the notes of the melody matched a series of musical symbols in the book. With newfound insight, Finn began to hum the tune, matching it with the symbols. To his amazement, the Whispering Willow's leaves began to glow more brightly, and the melody grew stronger. The tree's branches swayed rhythmically, as if dancing to the tune. Finn continued to hum, his heart full of hope and concentration. As Finn reached the final note of the melody, a soft, shimmering light enveloped the tree. The Whispering Willow's branches parted, revealing a hidden door at the base of the trunk. Inside the hidden chamber was a beautiful, ancient chest adorned with intricate carvings. Finn carefully opened the chest, and inside he found a delicate silver locket with a single, glowing gem. The locket seemed to pulse with a gentle light, and a soft, melodic hum emanated from it. The Whispering Willow's voice echoed through the forest, filled with gratitude. Young Finn, you have uncovered the hidden melody and unlocked the magic of the tree. This locket holds the power to grant one wish. Use it wisely, for it carries the heart of Everwood. Finn held the locket close and thought deeply about his wish. He remembered the villagers and their struggles with the harsh weather that had recently plagued their lands. He wished for the prosperity and well-being of his village and the restoration of their fertile lands. As Finn made his wish, the locket's gem glowed brightly and released a wave of shimmering light that spread across the valley. The light touched the village and the surrounding lands, bringing with it the blessing of rain, fertile soil, and renewed hope. When Finn returned to the village, he was greeted with cheers and amazement. The fields were lush and green, and the villagers' homes were filled with joy and abundance. The village flourished once more, thanks to Finn's selfless wish. Finn kept the locket as a reminder of his adventure and the power of the Whispering Willow. He continued to explore Everwood, cherishing the magic and wonder of the forest. The Whispering Willow remained a symbol of hope and enchantment, waiting for the next kind-hearted soul to uncover its secrets. And so, under the canopy of Everwood, Finn and his village lived happily ever after, their lives enriched by the magic of the Whispering Willow and the melody that had brought them prosperity and joy. The end. Once upon a time, in the mystical kingdom of Celera, there was a majestic castle nestled atop a hill, surrounded by a forest of towering, ancient trees. This castle was ruled by Queen Alara, known for her wisdom and kindness. The heart of the kingdom's magic was a stunning crown known as the Moonstone Crown, which bestowed peace and prosperity upon the land. The Moonstone Crown was said to have been created by the moon goddess herself and was adorned with a single moonstone that glowed with a soft, silvery light. It was a symbol of the queen's connection to the moon's magic and her duty to protect the realm. One night, as the moon cast its gentle glow over the kingdom, an unexpected storm rolled in, bringing with it dark clouds and fierce winds. When the storm subsided, the Moonstone Crown was missing. The kingdom was plunged into confusion and despair, and Queen Alara was deeply troubled. She knew that without the crown, the kingdom's magic would wane, and darkness might spread. In the castle, there lived a young, brave girl named Leora, who was the daughter of the castle's head gardener. Leora was known for her adventurous spirit and her love for the moon. She had always felt a deep connection to the crown and its magic. Determined to find it, Leora approached Queen Alara and offered to embark on a quest to retrieve the crown. Queen Alara, though hesitant, saw the determination in Leora's eyes and agreed to let her try. You must journey through the Whispering Woods, cross the cursed river, and reach the dark fortress. Only there will you find clues to the crown's whereabouts. But be wary, for the path is fraught with danger. With her faithful dog, Pippin, by her side, Leora set off at dawn. The Whispering Woods were known for their enchantments and illusions. As she ventured deeper into the woods, she encountered a mischievous fox named Felix, who offered to help her find her way. To find the Moonstone Crown, Felix said, "You must first solve my riddle." Felix's riddle was, "I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies. What am I?" Leora thought carefully and answered, "A cloud." Felix nodded approvingly. "You have answered correctly. Follow the path illuminated by the fireflies. They will guide you to the cursed river." Following Felix's advice, Leora and Pippin made their way through the woods and arrived at the cursed river. The river was wide and its waters were dark and foreboding. To cross it, they needed to find a way past the river's treacherous currents. At the river's edge, Leora met a wise old turtle named Tiberius. Tiberius offered to help them cross in exchange for a promise. To cross, you must answer this question: what is the most powerful force in the world? Leora thought deeply and replied, "The most powerful force in the world is love." Tiberius smiled and nodded. "You may cross. I will use my magic to guide you safely." With Tiberius's help, Leora and Pippin crossed the river and continued their journey toward the dark fortress. The fortress was a looming structure surrounded by swirling mists and guarded by fearsome creatures. Leora approached cautiously, her heart pounding. Inside the fortress, they encountered a dark sorcerer named Malvian, who had stolen the Moonstone Crown. He was using its magic to amplify his own dark powers. Malvian confronted Leora with a sinister grin. "You've come for the crown, haven't you? But it is mine now, and it will make me invincible." Leora, though frightened, stood tall. "The crown belongs to the kingdom of Celera. It is a symbol of peace and prosperity, not for selfish gain." Malvian laughed and raised his hands to cast a spell. But Pippin, with his keen senses, distracted the sorcerer by barking loudly, giving Leora the chance to act. Leora noticed a reflection of the moonstone in a nearby pool of water and remembered something she had read about moon magic. With quick thinking, Leora used a shard of moonlight from the pool to counteract Malvian's dark magic. The light from the moonstone weakened Malvian's powers, and he was eventually forced to retreat, vanishing into the shadows. Leora retrieved the Moonstone Crown, which had fallen from Malvian's grasp. She carefully placed it back in its rightful place, and its gentle glow restored the balance of magic in the kingdom. Triumphant, Leora and Pippin returned to Celera, where they were welcomed with great joy. Queen Alera placed the crown back upon her head, and its light once again bathed the kingdom in a serene glow. The people celebrated Leora's bravery and thanked her for restoring their peace. From that day on, Leora was celebrated as a hero. The Moonstone Crown continued to shine brightly, a beacon of hope and unity for the kingdom of Celera. And Leora, with her loyal companion Pippin, continued to explore and protect the land, forever guided by the magic of the moon and the lessons of her adventure. And so, the kingdom thrived in peace and prosperity, and the tale of the Moonstone Crown became a cherished story, reminding all of the power of courage and the importance of protecting what is truly precious.